Did
Sorry,
Gangster shut down the stream?
I didn't know it was shut down. I restarted it. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Ghost News Network.
Sorry about that. Didn't know what happened there. That was crazy. Sorry about
mm-hmm.
that.
No problem.
It's good. It's good. So yeah, throw it in there. So I have your email because there are so many things that when they happen, I just want to share, and I don't have your email right now. One of the most sacred Orthodox monasteries is being evicted by the Turks. No, I'm sorry, by Egyptians, which is in Mount Sinai, but it's not the true Mount Sinai.
Okay.
Still, even if it's not, um, the Egyptians are kicking the monks out of the monastery, and the problem with that is that it's the Archbishop of Egypt that is involved in this,
Really?
and the monks are accusing him
Wow.
of kicking them out. So why that matters is that monastery, the Sinai monastery, has the greatest uh, library of ancient manuscripts that Orthodoxy owns.
Wow.
The Sinai monastery in Egypt is something like the Vatican archives. We have the most ancient archives of saints, gospels, codexes, and they're kicking the monks out. And I don't know what they're going to do with all that. It's the greatest library that Orthodoxy owns. And the Greek government is just being silent about it. They don't speak at all.
Wow. Okay.
So 2 days
Sinai,
ago,
you're not talking Hagia Ekaterini or something like that.
no, it's Moni Orus Sina. That's how it's called. Mount
Yeah, I heard of it.
Sinai.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me put in the email first.
Okay. So, by the way, Bruce, if you're still listening, can you please come back here? Because I felt like joining. I just got back from a friend's house. I've seen the little, I've had a little bit of alcohol, but our alcohol is not like your alcohol. We're just listening to Greek music and we're talking, and I'm just a little bit tipsy. So you had you had this discussion, and I'm a little bit on your side, Bruce. So get in
What are you
here.
drinking, Achilles? What are you drinking? I'm having some white wine. What are you drinking?
Chipuro, Chipuro, man,
Chipura. Nice.
Chipuro, man. This is like I don't know, man. It's the
Nice.
even God, I think is okay with that one.
That's what I missed when I was in Greece. So I'm gonna
If you do
drink.
get here, don't have a tight schedule because I'm gonna come up with new plans like in a split second. So please don't have a tight schedule
Three
because
weeks. 3 weeks we're gonna spend, and then 3 weeks in Italy.
3 weeks is good. I can actually pick you up from Athens, and we can drive together. I will be driving and take you 300 miles away and sleep over at a hotel that is right next to Paul's altar in Berea, where he was
Ah,
preaching in the Bereans. And I
nice.
can get us there to meet and talk with Jews in the area and
hmm
Christians in the area. You will not want to come back to Athens.
Yeah. No, I don't want to stay in Athens, anyways. I mean, it's still a little hectic. We want to go out a bit.
Athens is good for the tourist side of things. This is the Parthenon, and all
Yeah, yeah.
that.
No, they want to do the Parthenon. They want to do. The gang wants to do a little bit.
It's nice. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it,
But
but
that's it. After that, we're out of there. We're going to the
as
other.
a Christian, when I saw those three steps that Paul was standing on, and
Mm.
preaching to the Bereans, I felt
Yeah.
like kneeling to the ground, and I kneeled in front of it and thanked him for everything he has offered us. So
Hello.
For
these are
sure.
feelings that I want, Christians to experience.
Oh yeah.
Josh?
For sure.
Gangster.
Hi.
Josh,
Oh, Achileas. What's up, bro?
what's up, brother? I'm good. Doing
Who
good.
else is here? Who else is here? Sandman. Who else? Who's that? Who's that other?
And-
other...
What's up, Josh?
This is supposedly done,
Josh.
but is he
I don't
here?
know. How's
No,
my
who-
connection?
Who is that?
Yeah.
What's your name? Who is that?
Dan Pozzi,
Oh,
What?
Dan. Dan's here. How you doing,
the
Dan?
Hey,
PG, the
I am
PG
here.
president.
Hey, Dan, we gonna hang out, bro? When you coming over here to Bakersfield?
Nah, it's too hot. You come up here to
That's
some
fine,
wrestling.
bro. I'll take you to Golden. I'll take you to Golden Corral. They have AC. You don't gotta be outside.
Josh, are you in California?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I'm gonna come to California soon.
Yeah, bro. Sounds good, man. I have a room for you, and then I'll let you borrow my library card so you can go get all the religious books from the library. It's gonna be great.
No, I don't think I'll be visiting the libraries. I think I want to go back to Napa. I want to go up to Sonoma Valley.
Oh, when you say Napa, I'm thinking Napa Auto Parts. I'm like, why do you want to go to an auto
Oh
parts
yeah,
store?
no, yeah. I hope I don't need any. No, I don't think I'll need any from a rental car. Anyway.
Sure, guys.
Did
Hold on.
the live end, or you guys restarted, or what happened?
Oh, I don't know what happened. I guess it ended when my computer was unplugged and it died on me, so I restarted again.
Yeah, because I was just listening. I was doing some work, and I was like, all right, let me lay down and listen for a little bit, and then it just stopped playing. I was like, oh hell no, I'm going in there.
That happens every time somebody decides to lay down and listen. Something happens every freaking time.
But you know who was the expert at laying down and listening?
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know if he was relying. Yeah. Well, every time I decide to just lay on
Well,
my
he laid down his life for us, and he listened to the Father. I don't know. It sounds like he
no,
checked all the
yeah,
boxes.
amen. By the way, brother, I didn't know you're in Bakerfield. I don't know if you know my story. I spent 2 years in LA, not inside LA, but in Laverne. So it's a little bit north from where you are. It's around Ontario and Pasadena. So
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Achilles, Ontario and Pasadena are in like two completely different directions and completely
no,
far away from Bakersfield.
compared to where you are, they're way northern. But
No,
no,
they're not, bro.
we can.
No,
Let me,
I thought he was in San Diego.
no, he is close to San Diego.
No,
It,
no, no. I'm between LA and Bakersfield. I travel a lot, so yeah.
oh, okay.
That's
And
closer
but
to Fresno.
Is it in the direction of
no,
San
look,
Diego?
look. The Ontario is like on the complete opposite direction of Bakersfield.
Are you
Like
guys?
they're not.
Are you guys
They're nowhere
staying?
near
Yeah,
each other.
no, I said
Are
I
you
was
guys staying from
closer.
Medina?
I
It's
was
north
closer.
north of Los Angeles. It's north
Yeah,
of Los
yeah.
Angeles.
And Ontario is a little northern than that. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's never. It's east. It's not north. It's east of Los Angeles, not north.
Well, let's
Northeast.
call it. All right, let's call
Right?
it. Yeah.
Because if you take it like completely east, you have the Nevada. So no, we're talking about, California, right? So a little bit northern, it's Ontario. I was trying to point out where Laverne is because not everybody knows Laverne.
All right, somebody pull up a map. We're gonna prove Achilles wrong.
Why
Let's go.
would you
Let's
say?
do it.
Why would
Josh
you
is
say
dying to prove me wrong. So I'm bringing up the map right here. All right, let's see.
yeah, it looks like north to
All right.
me. Like you're north of Los Angeles.
No, but I am, but
Well, they said
Ontario isn't.
Oh no, maybe not Ontario, but I was talking about Bakersfield.
Bakersfield is by Fresno.
Bakersfield is way north. Oh, wait, it's northern. Yes, you're right. It's northern from LA. I thought it was southern from LA. All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I
north.
thought it was closer to San Diego. Okay.
So we drove from LA to San Francisco. It took us what, 4 hours to get there? 4.5. It's not that far.
Okay.
And in Sonoma, I should say Napa Valley. Napa's a really nice place, Achileas. Beautiful place. A lot of vineyards.
Yeah, I remember that. So many places to visit in the US, guys. For somebody from Greece, it was a mind-blowing experience. I didn't know which route to head to first. Like, wow, so many things to look at and so many natural.
Go to that little island right there off the side. That's where you want to go, Catalina Island.
Catalina Island.
I
Yeah.
didn't go. So I was around close to Ontario. Laverne is right here. It's between Pomona and Ontario. So it's pretty much LA. But I
Yeah,
guess
see right there, Ontario's right there. Pasadena's a little bit to the left of it, and then
right.
Bakersfield is all the way up. That's still 2-3 hours up.
Yeah, no. I made a mistake. I thought Bakersfield was closer to San
So there you
Diego.
go. There you go, guys. Greece has been debunked.
He was dying to debunk me. Just keep in mind, the reason I brought that up is to thank you because I felt like home in California, and whoever is in California and from California, I feel I owe them gratitude for spending 2 years there and feeling like home. Everybody was super welcoming.
Well,
And
I think Dan Pozzi and I would both agree that gratitude doesn't pay the bill. So we'll send you an invoice.
okay,
There's
okay,
your typical
but Dan,
American answer.
Dan is a northern guy. I mean, I'm talking about the deep down and dirty guys, LA, around LA guys.
You know what they call Ontario though?
No.
The meth capital of California.
Oh,
Oof.
wow.
Yeah, so stay away
Thank
from
God.
there.
Thank God it hadn't exploded. At least the new thing. What's that new thing called?
Fentanyl.
Yeah, fentanyl. It hadn't exploded when I was there. It was
Oh, they
2000.
got it now. It's there.
Yeah. It was 2005 when I was there.
It's easier to get fentanyl and meth than it is to get a green card around here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a new epidemic in the US. It's a very big problem, indeed.
Josh, have you been to what's it called? Going down towards San Diego, La Jolla.
Yes.
Yeah. So I visited Anthony Robbins' house in La Jolla at the time when he just started, like 2-3 years in.
I don't know who Anthony Robbins is.
No? Okay.
No. I know an Anthony Rogers.
Yeah, he's a big motivational speaker, Anthony Robbins.
Are you thinking about Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, yeah. His name is Anthony. They call him Tony, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I just saw another billboard for him. He's coming back. I'm going to go. Check it out.
Yeah, so we went to his office. And I said, no, he's at his house, which is not far from here. Why don't you guys go there? So we literally get to the house. We knock on the door, and they were like having some kind of intermission or some sort. And he answers the door, and he looks at me straight in the eyes. He goes, "Hey, how you doing?" He puts out his hand, man. His hand is so big. And
Do
he goes,
you carry around your voice changer so he could talk to you like this in person? You have like a portable voice changer with you?
a little, yeah, you have to hold it to your throat, you have to get that.
No, that's the cancer voice box. You got the wrong one.
It was pretty cool, though. It was pretty cool meeting him in person. He goes, so he answered, he says, "Wow, finally someone I could look eye to eye to," because, I'm 6'5", he's like 6'2" or something like that, 6'3", and we were pretty much eye to eye. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, every time you tell this story, you get just like an inch and a half taller. It's great.
Well, I was taller than him. I'm 6'5", with no voice changer. But that was pretty cool. That was a cool experience. La Jolla is a really nice place.
Yeah, the voice changer adds at least like 4 to 5 inches.
It does. It does. Achileas will verify that soon.
No, I'm not using it. I don't know.
He has the Greek setting on Banana Meter Pro.
I make all my videos with AI. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. You riding a bike, all AI.
Remember, I started that rumor.
I know. And you're the only one that perpetrated it. Really, everybody was like, nah. I'm right now rebuilding my garage, and it crossed my mind many times. Like I'm scraping walls right now because I've taught myself how to paint and what I need to do before painting and all that stuff. So right now I'm in the scraping process, and I'm asking myself, should I make one wall green so I can make AI videos so Josh is happy? I don't know. I'm really wondering.
Yeah. How you been, Achilles?
It's good. A lot of scraping going on these days. My arms are sore, both
Oh,
of them.
sorry about that.
Because I don't want to pay anybody to do it. Because we are in such weird times where you pay for somebody to paint your house and they are looking around to see whether you have cameras, whether you have alarm. And I don't want to have that fear. So because we have YouTube, I teach myself, and I've managed in the past to become a mechanic and through YouTube, and also ceramic coating, everything I need to paint ceramic coats, electrostatic paints. So why not learn to paint walls too? It's not that hard.
Mhm.
But it is a lot of new stuff for me. I'm a computer geek and maybe a writer and an engineer. So painting walls and rebuilding walls, it's new stuff. So
Uh-huh.
I'm
Do,
focused there.
what do you think of this news that here's a certain type of computer went back in time in a split second?
Yeah, I don't believe in a lot of weird news like that. I believe that the Antichrist is coming,
Is he
and
from
the new.
Greece?
I think so. Yes. I don't. But don't ask me if he's actually Greek, because I don't know. I mean, he's pretending to be Greek, but it looks like his genes go back to Turkey and maybe also Israel. So I don't know. I know that whoever he is, everything is wrapping up for the Bible to be revealed as prophetic concerning that as well. So every other news, like, oh, we figured out this new thing that we can now travel to space or what do this, and this is the aliens, they're coming. Everything else is bull. What matters is that the Antichrist is coming, is going to force a mark upon us all. It's not Trump for everybody that says it's Trump. No, it's not Trump. I don't like Trump. I don't like him one tiny little bit, but he's not the Antichrist.
What about Joe Biden?
Yeah,
He's
he's an
worse than
antichrist.
he's worse than Trump. And one thing I hold against Joe Biden that a lot of Americans have forgotten, although he pretended to be this, I'm the dumb Joe, he's responsible for the deaths of Orthodox Christians in Serbia, him personally, when it happened, the Sarajevo War. He was the one that was pushing it as the Minister of Foreign Affairs under the Clinton administration. So I will never forget that. And I will not forget that back in 2021, he said that if I have some moral disagreement with Kamala, I'm going to pretend to have some mental disease like the dementia. And here we are in 2023 later that he actually had dementia. So I'm like, is he actually having it, or is he doing what he said he would do? So he's not as dumb as people make him, you know. And Trump, I think, is worse. Worse. Believe
It's
it or
because
not,
of
worse.
Josh. Oh, can I ask you a question? I saw that video you guys made about Ron Wyatt.
Mhm.
Is it true that why did Ken Ham and them they turn on because they're jealous or something?
I don't know. I know we received a copyright strike because we used the footage from a video of the Ark, and this guy that owns the Ark copyright strike us. Not just claim, we got a strike. So if you ask me, you're not truly a Christian if you copyright your stuff.
Oh,
Jesus didn't copyright the gospel. If you have an Ark and I want to advertise it, don't copyright my channel.
Yeah, the Catholic Church copyrighted the Bible.
I know, bro. We're on the same page on that one. Yeah,
I
tell
go
some of
on
our friends.
well,
I go
hi
on
Dan.
vacation and we need a
I thought it was
strike.
Dan who copyrighted.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we did
anything
get a
about
strike for yeah. If you go to the channel as an administrator, you'll see that it's under a copyright strike because of using the Ark of not of Ron Wyatt's Ark, the other one. What's his
I
name?
leave that to you guys.
Ken Ham.
Ken Ham. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Sandman,
That's
if you
weird.
come to Sonoma County, I'll be your driver.
Are you near Sonoma?
I live like 20 minutes away, 30.
Oh, you're kidding me. That's
No.
cool.
SoCal power, baby.
Yeah.
Nice. I remember that.
Me and Josh,
I want to
we
make
found
a
something.
I want to make a trip before the big trip back out to California.
Oh, very cool.
It's gonna prepare you for the Greek weather. If you visit California first, it's gonna prepare you for the weather here because they're very similar.
Mm. Well, we had some really hot weather over here as well, like 30, 35 degrees and
Celsius. You're speaking Celsius. I like that.
Yep.
Because if it was 35 Fahrenheit, that would be cold.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. No, we had some really warm weather. So I think, but it's dry there. It's like California, same thing. It's like it's
Yeah,
hot,
yeah.
but then in the evening it gets kind of chilly. And when I was in Greece a while back, I remember at night I had to have like a little sweater, a little windbreaker, or something because it was a little chilly when we were going out to the Bouzoukia in the little town or whatever. It was crazy. It was nice.
Yeah.
Though. Really nice.
It's like what Bill Hicks said at some point that Europeans actually still have weather, but in California it's always like hot and dry, hot and dry, hot and dry. But you guys, you have weather down there. Yeah, we still have weather.
Mm.
Yeah, it can get chilly at nights. Yeah.
So Dan, tell me about Sonoma. Like, is it bigger than Napa or smaller than Napa?
Well, the county is to be bigger, but than the wine country. And,
Right.
But the city of Sonoma, I don't know if you're talking about the city of Sonoma,
Mhm.
it's pretty small.
Wine country area. Well, the vineyards are.
Okay, yes, that'd be the county.
Okay.
Oh, how you been today, you guys?
Not bad, not bad.
That's good.
Chill.
Oh, well, Achileas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. How everything? What you guys been doing? You see you got a strike in your video for that? Wow.
From Ken Ham.
No.
What?
Wow, that's crazy.
It is.
Wow.
It is crazy. Because if you do
Wow.
have build an arc, you want people to advertise it, right? You can't copyright the videos that show it.
Mm-hmm. True.
Whatever. Ken Ham is all about the money, but it's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. Whatever.
Sorry about that.
Let's have an argument. And maybe Clay and Bruce will want to come back. I would like to say that I always found infant baptism as cute, but have nothing to do with salvation. That's all. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm not saying don't do it. Just don't consider it. Don't consider that person saved. Because I know a lot of baptized babies that turned out to be atheists, that turned out to be militant atheists. They're not saved.
So are you saying that all babies go to heaven or only the unbaptized ones?
All babies go to heaven. Yes. If they are under the age of accountability, we have a lot of verses that say that the kingdom belongs to children. It doesn't say to baptize children. Children. So from orthodoxy, this is the one thing that a lot of people debate, and I'm like, I'm not that mad about that one because I think it's a nice gesture from men to immediately baptize a baby into Christianity. I think it's a good gesture. It's not evil-hearted, right? But it's not getting you saved.
What about like when they were crossing like the Red Sea and like all the people were crossing and then all these babies were also crossing? Weren't those babies going through some form of like baptism?
Even if they didn't cross, they would have died from the Egyptian army, right? So
that's not true. You don't know that. They could have taken those kids in and
enslaved them.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm just saying, just for today, I'm not, because there is this thing, people are saying that Orthodoxy has done this so they can get money out of people for baptizing babies and all that stuff. There is an issue with that because if in a hospital, a mother learns that a baby is going to die right in the hospital, right after its birth, a priest will go into the church, into the hospital, and it's gonna air baptize the baby for free. So I don't accept that it has to do with money. It is a gesture from us, from men, you know.
Achileas,
But
tell me, in
yeah.
the did I cut you off? Sorry.
No, you didn't. Go ahead.
In the Acts 2:37, when 3,000-fold were baptized, do you think in any of those 3,000 people had families and kids, and in your opinion?
Well, if let's say a father and a mother decide to get baptized, and they say, "Let's baptize our baby as well,"
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great gesture that God will appreciate concerning those parents. But it doesn't affect what happens with the child, because the child is gonna go over the age of accountability at some point, and they may be turned to become a Satanist and blaspheme on the Holy Ghost every single day of their lives. So it is a good gesture. I have nothing against it, but it's not saving you. Because I've heard from Orthodox and some Catholics, like when I say I'm born again, they say, "What do you mean you're born again? You were born twice?" Well, that's exactly the discussion that Jesus had with Nicodemus. You need to be reborn from the Spirit. And once that happens, that was the point that Bruce was trying to make. Then you feel like baptizing.
Oh,
You
water
feel
and spirit, you mean? Water and spirit.
water and spirit, but that is not baptism. Why it's not baptism? Because if you go back to the verse that I have as a username, Ezekiel 36:26, it speaks about a sprinkling of water by God that is purifying water, and it purifies you of your sins.
Do you
So
think the Catholics took it from that? The sprinkling of water?
I really don't know, but yeah,
That's a very good point you're making, if that's where they took it from.
I know, my brother, that I experienced this firsthand, and I was already baptized when I was an infant. But until my 30s, I never felt how I feel today. It was after my 30s that it happened, and I felt the need to get baptized again, because now It is with my conscious will. So it's different. It's not like my parents decided to baptize me when I was just crying. I didn't want the water, as any baby. Now I want it. Now it's different. Now I want to get into the water and get out of it as a new person because I feel like a new person. So if you don't have that experience, then it's not saving. It's not. It has nothing to do with salvation yet. Again, I don't mind it that much because it is a nice gesture from men
Yeah,
towards God.
and in 1 Peter that I was telling, what's his name, Wayne,
Bruce,
not Wayne,
Bruce,
Bruce, Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
I said in 1 Peter it says baptism now saves us.
Hmm. Well,
What's your take on it? I like
that is, if you read more or before, this is a discussion concerning works. And it's
baptism works.
no, and Peter is saying that now it's baptism that saves us, meaning that it's not works anymore. So this is the
Oh,
difference,
from that standpoint, okay.
right? So it's a difference between the old covenant and the new covenant. Now, what
Yes.
saves us is baptism, but not the act of getting into water and out is the transformation that is going to lead to baptism. You feel like getting baptized. So if you take a baby and you dump it into water, it's not helping until that baby actually decides to follow Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the only thing is we don't really see any scriptures that says that, like not to baptize up until a certain age and this and that, right? We
No,
don't.
but
We
we
don't.
see, no, yes, you're right, but we see a lot of verses and a lot of the whole gospel and Paul talking about choice and then baptism. So it's like one comes after the other. So just yes, and again, and unlike Baptists, I love what you said to Bruce. How come you? I think Clay said that. How come you don't like it? Yet this is the name of your denomination. I love that. That was very fun, indeed. They call themselves Baptists, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is that at some point there comes this moment in your life where you completely change, and it has to do with the grace of God and not your works. And that's when you feel like you're a completely different individual. Whether you were baptized in your past as a baby or not, does not even relate to that transformation.
And what
So,
about the other? How do you call it in Greek? They call it katoriko amatima.
yes, the sin of Adam, the
The
yeah,
ancestral sin. Yeah,
ancestral sin, yes.
right.
Um, the only way we are cursed, we are children of wrath until we become children of grace.
Hmm.
So I understand, and this is the one thing I'm not attacking Orthodoxy. I'm attacking Orthodoxy on other things, not because I hate it, because I love it, because I wanted to improve and change some things, right?
Hmm.
Become more towards the close to the Bible. But this one, I don't think it's evil-hearted. This one is like the gesture of man to make every baby be in Christ. So it's not as evil as Baptists would present it. Yet they do have a point that choice needs to come first. Repentance needs to come first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's all. That's that.
Mm.
That's my whole content with it.
Hmm.
What changed me because I was, raised Catholic, and then I actually, had the whole born again experience in a Lutheran church, and the Lutherans are baby baptizers. And God's point, I was baptized in any baby I came across, and I was like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't. I as not as the parent had to baptize babies, which got me thinking like the Lutherans, Catholics, Orthodox, you guys should be, with crop dusters, if you really believe that that a baby can be regenerated, become a child of God through baptism. I think you'd be throwing water in the name, baptism for any baby. And that's kind of what turned me is like, well, you really don't believe that that's a salvation issue if you're not baptizing any baby. I baptized nieces, foster kids, and it's like, and then I was told, no, that's not the way God uses baptism. It has to be through the parents and the church. And it's like, oh well, no, that's a crazy.
So, like, where does orthodoxy stand on certain verses on infant baptism? Although you don't hear the word infant, is, for example, like in Acts 16:15, well, Lydia and her household were baptized. In Acts, you see Philippian jailer and all of his household were baptized. In Corinthians, Paul mentions baptism of the household of Stephanus. Sorry. And so in here, we have to assume that when we say
we're also included.
Yeah, the household, like, so your family, basically, your whole family. Kids, could have been kids. I mean, there could be 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds. There could be.
But I'll rebuttal with this. I've met an atheist, a militant atheist, around this YouTube video that we all are at, right? Who doesn't accept Jesus Christ as her savior. It's a woman. She does her best to disprove him. She's working to disprove him and prove evolution every day she can. Yet she has been baptized when she was a baby. So here's the pickle. Is she saved?
No.
That's my issue, bro. That's all. Nothing more than that. I agree that as a parent, it's a great gesture to do that. That's why I will never have a problem with infant baptism. But it's not what gets you saved. If you grow up to become a militant atheist that spend your life into destroying other people's faith, you're not saved.
No, you're not saved.
Right.
There's a lot more to do to be saved, of course, I believe. Not just baptism, belief, obviously. I mean, if she's an atheist, she doesn't believe. So even if you were baptized, right?
Right.
Did that act, that's what you're saying, right? Like, did that act save you at this point? Like a once saved, always saved? Let's say like one baptism saves you.
Once baptized, always saved. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, yeah, exactly. So no, it's a combination of things, I would say,
I believe, as I experienced it, it all begins when you start actually wondering and saying, if there is a creator and he created all this, is it too hard for him to resurrect somebody who died? And once you start acknowledging that it's not that hard for him to do that, then you will end up confessing it with your mouth. And that is the verse that we get from John, that if you accept it in your heart and you confess it with your mouth, you will be saved. So this is what I experienced. I was looking at my mirror and I was asking my own eyes, why is it so hard for you to believe that? Why, like, he created the world. Why is it so hard to resurrect a person? Of course, you can say here, that's not just an ordinary person. Yes, but that doesn't change the concept, right? What God did. And once you start putting that in your heart, and then you end up confessing it with your mouth, which in my case, it ended up being because of arguments that started happening online. And I said, I am an Orthodox Christian, and I will not. By the way, Sandman, I was a racer, and at some point they gave to me a card with a microchip on it in order to continue racing. It was my racing license on a microchip. So
Really?
on a public forum in 2016, I made a statement, which was, I am an Orthodox Christian, and you do not give me microchips, bitch. I will not continue racing because you give me a microchip. And I quit my career because of that. So
That's
so
interesting.
that's a bit of a confession of
I mean,
the
so
right?
the Bible says that anyone who does not receive the mark, and it specifically says on his hand or on his forehead, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even the mark, but go ahead. Yes.
Right, and you know that they're slowly, they're not just going to immediately start doing that, but they will slowly bring it in with propaganda and security and this and that, with all the chaos that's going around the world.
Amen.
We're on the same page on that. And so they will bring it in as a form of a card eventually, where it will have your driver's license, your Medicare, in our case. Anything else that is of legal documents or something, it'll have to pass through that card. If you don't have it, they just might tell you, even with the card, that, oh, I'm sorry, we need that card so we can renew your driver's license. If you don't have it, it's the old system is finished now, so you got to get with the program. Yeah, exactly. So it'll happen before the hand and the ultimate mark of the beast, I believe, for sure.
There are pre-marks, right? The one that I just mentioned is a pre-mark. It's not it has nothing to do with buying or selling. It had to do with continuing on somebody's dream or desire of racing their bikes. It wasn't even a matter of life or death yet. But the fact that I made this public statement that I will not take it, it stirred off a lot of arguments from atheists and from others that, oh, these are outdated stuff and you shouldn't. So it became a 50-page long discussion where I kept confessing that I believe in Christ and what he told us. So then I started getting transformed. So what I'm saying is that that's where it begins. And when it happened, I felt the urge to be baptized. I never told myself, wait a minute, you've been baptized when you're a baby, so you shouldn't care. You shouldn't get baptized again.
Were you baptized again?
No, I actually did it alone on my bathtub, but I don't think it matters when you do it alone. So whoever is actually a person that I consider, it's a predicament for an Orthodox, because there is no Orthodox priest that is going to rebaptize me. It's not happening. But if you do come to Greece and I take you where Paul was preaching, there is a river right next door. I would love for you to baptize me. You don't need to be some priest, but it does need to be somebody, not do it on your own.
Yeah, that's true, actually, what you said, but under certain circumstances.
Right.
Like they say that you could be baptized by someone that is not clergy in the case of an emergency death. You're close to death and you're like, bro, would you baptize me? And I can baptize you.
Yeah, I have issues with the clergy. For example, they don't accept the term reborn at all. If I went to those that accept the term reborn, which are the Pentecostals in Greece, and they baptized me, then immediately the Orthodox Church calls me a heretic, because I got rebaptized out of the original baptism, which is in Christ. Now you are a heretic, and they will never listen to me or hear my confession or anything like that. So it is a complicated matter. So
Hmm.
I'm looking for the opportunity still, but this is a different need, and it shouldn't be there if the first baptism actually counted. But not only was I before the age of accountability, but I don't even remember it.
I know. I understand. Except there's nothing that says that. That's what I'm trying. That's my argument, is that there's nothing that says you have to be, make your own conscious decision at a certain age where you understand what you're doing. It doesn't say anything like that.
But what about the atheists that I brought up? Are they saved?
They're not saved because they probably reject the word of God, reject the ongoing road to salvation. They reject like a lot of things, right? An atheist just completely rejects.
Yeah, but do you see the conflict there, though?
From what
Because,
sense of conflict? Like, explain to me.
yeah, let's say they turn around and now they do what I did, look in the
Mhm.
mirror and ask themselves, and then confess it with their mouths, and then they start transforming.
Mhm.
Do they need to get baptized or not?
Depends on the baptism that they had. Like in your case, you had a Trinitarian baptism, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, you don't technically need to be baptized.
Technically, but my heart, my genes, my cells, my brain, everything was asking for it due to being completely transformed.
Yeah.
Now it matters.
Right. So now, what if you go back to the church, because they'll consider you're out of the church?
Yeah.
Am I
now
right?
now that I'm actually in Christ, they will consider me outside of it. Like,
Yeah,
what?
because of the teachings. That's why, but not the baptism, because the baptism was legit. They can't refute the baptism.
So if I died
Mm-hmm.
before that happened,
Mm-hmm.
before the transformation took place,
Mm-hmm.
would I go to heaven?
I mean, if you have heard of Christ and never accepted him and never followed the path and the teachings, and
Never.
yeah, then probably, I mean, you refuse, like you've heard of it and you refuse it. Like, let's get
Not
more.
refused. Let's say I considered what the norm had convinced me, the propaganda that this is what, like, we men created religion and all that, crap that has been going around,
Sure,
right?
sure. So now you'll be judged. I mean, nobody can really tell, right? But you
Right.
will be judged according to the laws that were written on your heart.
On your heart.
As
Okay,
a man. Like,
that's yeah, but that is my issue with infant baptism. Like, it is a great gesture, but you cannot be sure that that person goes to heaven because of that baptism. Because if you take and say that water that Jesus talks to Nicodemus and talks to him about water and spirit, that is
mhm,
baptism, then
mhm,
once that takes place, you can
mhm.
now see the kingdom.
Well,
So
that's an always save situation, like we were saying. No, I don't think that will save you from that, from this explanation that you're giving, for sure. I know a lot of people who were baptized in the Orthodox Church, and then later were just living whatever lives they want to live, and until today, they're not in the church, they're not close to the church. So really, like, they refused to accept and live a righteous life, and they're just living the way they want to live. Are they
right.
saved? Probably not, but all based on what's going on in their hearts, which you, nobody can really tell. Only God could judge that. And based on whatever happened to that individual, is it just their situation, their judgment? He's going to judge accordingly. Each
But
person.
I'll tell you this on that, because, by the way, I love this discussion.
Hmm.
I love the spirit going around. respectful from both sides. And let me say where the issue is with that. Let's say that person is not even baptized. Let's say that person never ever heard of Christianity.
Yep.
They will be judged according to the law written in their hearts, right?
Their ignorance and everything else that comes with it, like right to the bottom, right to the T. God.
So
will
it's
judge.
exactly the same as actually being baptized as a baby. It's exactly the same with a tribe in the islands of Fiji.
I have a
Right.
question.
Except, yeah. Go ahead, G.
What do you think of Buddha's pipe?
Buddhist pike. I love this one. I love this one.
And pike?
He's going to be a Buddhist soon. midget pike.
Midget pike.
Greek Orthodox.
He was wearing shorts. The midget pike is wearing shorts.
Because if he wore pants, he'd look even more like a midget.
And here's Jewish pike.
Oh,
There's-
Rabbi pike.
Priest pike.
By the way, go back, please, to the previous one.
Oh, this one?
The Jewish. Go to the Jewish pike. Why is it so hard for AI to know that the menorah has 7 candles? Why is it so freaking hard?
It's true, eh? It still doesn't know. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's supposed to know so much stuff, but yet it shows it with 5 candles.
Here's
Weird.
Mormon pike.
The Superman pike.
Yeah. Here's Pope Pike the Third. Here's Jehovah's pike.
Poor Jehovah Pike, man. He got his nose slammed on the door how many times?
And here's Prophet
Now-
Pike.
Prophet
Saint
Pike.
Pike.
I would like you to do a
Yeah.
Saint Daniel picture where he has the headphones, and it's like a saint according to the Orthodox paintings, but it's with headphones. I would love to see that at some point.
What about Undertaker Pike?
John
The same
Belushi. Belushi
Here.
Pike.
ICP Pike? And
Is this the Kiss?
here's Muslim Pike.
Allah Akbar.
No, just so you know, brother, I also have issues with Protestants. So I'll give you the other side of the coin.
Which ones?
It's funny where to start. But the main concern, I think the once saved, always saved. It happens once you have that experience of being reborn. But they are making like the similar mistake. They think that if they convince a child to repeat the words, Jesus Christ is my savior, it's done. So
Right.
why do they have an issue with infant baptism if they're doing the same?
Good question.
Oh, but is Sandman once safe, always safe Orthodox?
Exactly.
And Achileas an Orthodox Protestant.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm an Orthodox Protestant. I will not let go of the name Orthodox because I'm honored to be an Orthodox. But there are some things about the Orthodox Church that I don't think are scriptural. It has nothing to do with whether I like them or not. So I think that's the same with what happened with the original Protestants, with Martin Luther, and what happened with, against the Catholic Church. It's not like he hated the Catholic Church. It's like he thought that there are some things that it was doing wrong.
Well, that's why they yeah, absolutely. That's why they broke away. That's why they a new branch was created.
Yeah.
There
So
was
something
up-
similar.
Right.
Something similar. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
And that's where we can agree with Sandman is that, we might have different reasons, but the thing that, the Catholic Church went off the rails big time. And
Big time.
big
Oh,
time.
even according to the Orthodox, they went off the rails.
No, that's what I was saying. We can
And the
agree.
Protestants. and the Orthodox and the Protestants, we both say that the Catholic Church has gone way wrong. Way wrong. I mean, depends. The Protestants are going to say that the Catholic Church is making mistakes. The Orthodox Church is calling the Catholic Church the Antichrist. Like, straight up, the worst thing you can have for a church. I'm not saying the people, but what the church is doing, if you look up its true history, it's behind almost all wars. It's been killing Orthodox Christians, try to turn them into Catholics or kill them. It has created Islam. It is making Mary worship the big thing of the whole church. So I don't know if I can even call it a Church of Christ at all. So these are,
the church fathers don't call the Catholic the Church of Christ. They don't.
yeah, some of them are not fathers, but some today's sons, church sons, are saying that it's the original church, so it's what Peter created. So if you're not with them, you're going to hell.
Right, but it would one of the most simple thing is, and of course to them we are wrong, obviously. I mean, if you believe in what you believe, we have to be wrong. Both of us, Orthodox and Protestants, have to be wrong. And that's based on your beliefs, and who's going to change that? No one. But doctrinal differences that kind of separated the Catholics from the Protestants to make them leave.
I think the Protestant movement is coming like full circle to unite with Orthodoxy. The Catholic Church is outside of it, like completely. Like, they left the Catholic Church. They're not going to make a full circle to go back to the Catholic Church, but they're making a full circle into aligning with some things of the Orthodox Church. And the Catholic Church is, if you ask me, Revelation 13. It's one of the two beasts.
Right.
One of the two antichrists. Because the word antichrist, and I started saying this before I heard pastors talk about it, but then I also heard pastors talk about it. So now it's reinforced. The fact that the Greek word anti means two things. One of them is to be against, and the other one is to be in place of. So if I speak in this room in your name, I am an anti-Sandman. But if I speak against you all the time, I'm also an anti-Sandman.
Yeah.
So
sure.
So that kind of reveals two persons. One of them is going to be against Christ completely, and the other one is going to be calling himself his representative, his replacement. So I do think that the second beast is the Catholic Church. Some pope that is going to come out of the Catholic Church.
Do you think the churches are going to unite, like some think, or do you think they will create a new Christianity?
No, I don't. I think we're so close to the end times, and the Bible doesn't speak of any reunification. It speaks of things getting worse and worse and worse until Jesus comes back to fix it all. So we ain't going to be fixing it. But I do think that when it comes to doctrines and morals, especially morals, on that spiritual level, Protestants and Orthodox are beginning to be aligned in the morals. Maybe some technicalities are still, division. So, but there has been some spiritual unity in the morals, but not down here in the physical. I do not think there will be some reemergence.
Reuniting, coming back to that. That I don't see that, because they would have to literally drop everything that they have practically and say, okay, well, we're going back to the first 1,000 years of
Right.
Christianity. And
What we are about,
Or the Greeks
What-
would have to go the opposite and say, okay, the first 1,000 years was wrong, and that, you know, all these popes that did all this antichrist stuff, yeah, they were really vicars of Christ. So I don't see either group going that direction. Maybe people in the middle that are just wishy-washy would, you know, want that getting back together. A lot of Christian Protestants who are mushy and go, oh yeah, you know, they don't really have anything to stand on, therefore reuniting. But no, people who really stand firm won't unite.
and that is why today we have rebels in the Orthodox Church. It is one monastery in Mount Athos, but it has a lot of followers all over Greece. Because the clergy, and I shouldn't even say clergy, because even the clergy has an issue with this, but the archbishops of Orthodoxy are beginning to unite with the Catholic Church. And everybody below them, from clergy to people, are against it.
Yeah.
So what we are going to see is some unity, but it's going to be of the Antichrist.
And here's the funny thing: if you look at the canons of the church, right, every ecumenical council not only fought heresies, right, but at the same time, every council came up with their canons as well, right?
Yep.
And where was I going with this now? Something you said.
Let me say this, it might help you. That right now, whoever is against the unity is asking, wait a minute, are we now accepting the vicary of the Pope? How come, like, this is the what separates us to begin with?
Yeah. So having like a leader, one leader, yeah.
We have an archbishop, but nobody even venerates him. It's like an office job, you know. It's not.
Look where he's going. Look what he's doing. I mean, this guy's completely. I mean, I totally don't like that guy. Bartholomew, you're talking about?
Bartholomew.
Oh,
yeah, he's been around for 70 years.
Yeah,
like that looks a lot like a pope, you know.
like what we would call appointed first, not like a pope though, because there's the other patriarchs. So if okay, the canon. Now you brought me back to the canon. So the canon says that if all do not agree, meaning all decisions within the church through the patriarchs, if all bishops do not agree, not only the bishops, but also the laymen, the people, the church itself, does not agree with what the clergy has decided, it's not canonical, which means they cannot go ahead with their decision. In other words, what you just said now, that the bishops are saying one thing, but the people don't agree. In this instant, the canon clearly says they cannot do what they want to do, basically.
And right now, from 2016 and the ecumenical meeting in Crete, it looks like we are heading into the same direction. Like he's met with the Pope, they kiss each other, they hug each other, giving out the message that, you know, we're not that separated anymore. Which is not true, because the people that experienced the separation experienced it in blood. People lost families. It is the Catholic Church has red hands from people's blood, and a lot of that people is Orthodox. So people don't forget that. They can't just let go because an archbishop has received some fat paycheck from the Antichrist and is about to roll all that back. Like Serbia, Greece, Croatia, Poland. If you look at the histories, the Catholic Church was all behind what the Muslims did. It allowed the Muslims to do all that. Even the fall of the Byzantine Empire is attributed to what the Catholics did. So the people won't let go of that. I mean, we could let go. I swear to you, as a representative of the country, I swear that if the Pope came out and said, I apologize for all the past, we would be okay. We would be all right. Let's settle this.
Did he not do that? And he also actually apologized about the for everything that happened that split the church at the time.
On what?
That actually split the church at the time. He apologized for the whatever had happened in the past that actually literally led to the schism.
Well, the original schism has to do with him, not the current one, but the essence of having a pope.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we have a unification if the pope essence still exists?
Yeah, it's impossible,
isn't it? And then if you are to apologize, start by the year. Like, which year are you apologizing for? It's been every year in 200 years, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Is one bloodbath after the next.
Right.
Now, to any Catholic that might be listening, that doesn't apply to the Catholic people, what we are talking about.
No, it has nothing to do with them. I mean, yeah.
There are many Catholics that are saved, that are going to go to heaven. But when they go into the church, they're going to be taught about Mary, about saints, not so much about Jesus. So it's a church that we have an issue with. The clergy, should I say, or even further up than the clergy.
Killings.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, I made all kinds of pike. I made even little pike.
Yeah, AI is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It makes Daniel look like this guy from Andy Griffith.
I don't know that reference.
Yeah.
Did you try it, Gangster?
What do you say?
You tried to make an AI picture of Daniel with his headset?
I made one where it was for our science show.
Okay.
You were there. We all have you, Clay, and him in white coats, like scientists. It made Daniel look like he's that guy from Andy Griffith. I forget why.
So Sandman, my brother, concerning the current issue that is going on, that we have a Muslim nation that is kicking Greek monks, Orthodox monks, outside their monastery. They're going in the middle of the night, breaking their doors and kicking them out.
This is where?
In Mount Sinai.
Yeah. Did you get my...
Oh, your email. No, I didn't. Okay, I got it now. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my email and send you an email just so I have it in my sent folder and I don't forget it. So, am I wrong to have an issue with the Orthodox clergy that is not making a statement about this?
I have issues with the Orthodox clergy. I'm bashing them left, right, and center. Go to my channel. I mean, they're literally destroying. They're not going to destroy the church, but the image. They're tarnishing the image of the church, is what I'm saying. Now, is this going to last forever? I don't believe so. I mean, other clergy do come in and take the place eventually. I mean, if you look at all the patriarchs, I mean, they're all getting old. So at some point, they're going to be replaced, and maybe they will be replaced, hopefully, with righteous.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid things are just getting worse and worse. And the Bible does speak of a new, an awakening of Christians at the end. So I don't think that has to do with the churches. I think that has to do with your country. I think it's happening in the US. It's happening in other countries as well. But in the US, there is some true awakening in Christ, which is in the face of Satan, because it's a pretty, you're not in a free country. Although you feel you're in a free country, the feeling is not good enough. I can give you a lot of reasons why. I've been laughing with those reasons with American friends like Stephen and Krista and stuff like that. I sent Krista, Stephen's wife, a song the other day, and I asked her, have you ever heard of that song? It is an American band from 2015. And she says, I've never heard of it.
Wow. Okay.
I've heard of it in Greece. Everybody hears it on the radio every day, every other day. But in the US, you don't know about that song. Or when we vote in Europe, if we end up voting for a lesser party, we increase the numbers of that party inside the parliament. So the votes reflect the number of people in the parliament. In the US, that's not happening. If you give your vote to the Green Party, it's lost. If they don't, come first, it's lost. What you're going to have is Democrats and Republicans, whatever you vote. So that is not the true democracy. But they have convinced people that, oh, we are the best democracy. No, you're not. So overall, I do think that there is a big awakening of true Christianity inside the face of Satan, inside his favorite one, his favorite country. So it's not going to be the churches. What the unification that we're going to see of the churches is going to be under the Antichrist. It's going to be under the premise that we all worship the same God, even if it's Allah or Kali or Shiva. It's the same God.
Zeus or
Zeus. Yeah, right.
Hey, let's bring back Zeus.
What about? Sorry.
I'm not coming up with this from my head. This is 2025 that we started meeting in 2023, but I've put this in a video in 2016 where the Pope, who recently passed, may God bless his soul and rest him, where he's advocating for, in a video, I can play the video here, it's not copyrighted, where he's advocating that all Buddhists, Muslims, Christians are worshiping the same God.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a while.
Oh, I saw a few of the even in Moscow.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Sandman. You sound muffled a little bit.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that the patriarch of the Church of Russia said the same thing in this one meeting. I actually have a video clip of it. It's in Russian, but the guy translated it, and he was there recording it, and he actually said that to the people.
That's of the Antichrist. That's not of Christ.
Yeah. These people are being now pulled by the nose by the Antichrist for sure.
So we are going to see that unity. It's not going to be the unity of the people, though, right? It's going to be a unity of the clergies.
Yeah, and they will tell the people, oh, if you want to go and you're near a Catholic church, you could just go there. And if you're near an Orthodox church, well, you can go there. Like, you can go anywhere.
Right. And they are already beginning to build a temple of all religions in Astana, Kazakhstan.
I need to trace up.
Can you change the letters in the word Astana and tell me what you can come up with?
Hold on. Bastana?
Astana.
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 Oh,
Hold on.
Sandman. And
Yeah.
that's Achilles. I heard they sacrifice a what's it called? Not a staff. What's it called?
A red heifer. Yeah,
Heifer.
the Jews. Yeah, we didn't mention those, did we? Those are on their own level, right out there.
Oh, yeah, with the Jews? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's not just about sacrificing it. It's that they think that they have the ashes. They carry them around. Like every Jew has a little bag of ashes, and they consider them miraculous. Like they saving people and stuff like that. Like, oh God, please come back soon.
When you said Astana, did you mean the capital of Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So change the letters and tell me what word you can come up with.
Oh, you mean like move the letters around?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if this was a game, where you have to guess, I would say Satana.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
What other word can you come up with? Satanas, Satan.
So you think that the Antichrist might come from there?
Oh no, they're building a temple there, which is gonna be for all religions.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you got to send all that stuff to me.
Yeah, I've been putting them in videos. So remember this on my channel, which is not Heart of Stone, Heart of Flesh. It is Achilles 7. There was a transformation.
Hold on. Let me see. I have you on my.
Yeah, but you need this guideline to guide it through. By the way, Claude, because I can see your comments here, because I've banned you on YouTube, I can see your comments, but in Restream, I see your comments. You asked which wife of partner of Stephen did you send a song? The 47th. All right, just letting you know. All right, the 47th.
Achilles 7. Okay, I have your channel up right now. Which video did you throw that up here?
The front of the channel is like
you on a bike,
riding and racing stuff. But the owner of the channel had a transformation in 2016. So what you should do is go to playlist titled 2016 and take it step by step, one video after the next. Everything before it is a different individual completely. Okay. Everything after it relates to the message. It relates to Christianity. It relates to deception. Before that, nothing. Hello, brother Christian.
Hey, buddy.
How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Coming in nice and clear now.
Have a great
laptop now.
Nice.
Have a great September, guys.
Hello, Achilles. I hope you're doing well.
All good, man.
So 216, right? So you got one. You don't have a lot in 216.
Remember, because I kept adding videos in the playlists that were not mine, what matters is my uploads, not the added ones. So it should say by Achilles 7. So once you make it to the last one, which is going to be like 12 videos, you move to the next playlist, which is 2017 and then 2018. And I have a surprise for you in the playlist 2018.
Achilles, send me the link of the video itself, and maybe I'll run into it. But I see it here, but I still see bike stuff. I see. Is it in Greek, maybe?
If you go to playlist 2016, it has nothing to. The thumbnail is dirt bikes, but the video is not dirt bikes. The thumbnail is. But the title is 2016 is time to rebuild.
It's time to rebuild.
So if you hear that with your spirit, I wasn't talking about rebuilding dirt bikes. The message was different.
Do you have a second dirt bike for me if I come down?
A forest fire arrived in 2021 and burned everything I owned.
No kidding.
The reason is I'm saying that I actually challenged Satan in a 2019 video called Unearthed. I put up the Greek flag in the garage and said "Molon lave," which translates to "come get it." So he did. He got it. He burned it. But now I got a new dirt bike. I built a new dirt bike in 2024,
Nice.
and I'm going out there. But if you watch my latest videos, my riding is not the same. I just make videos about the world, and I just use a dirt bike to get them through. That's
Right. Who's playing Buzuki here? Van Bakas.
That is my cousin
Really?
who triggered my transformation by his suicide.
Oh, sorry about
This guy committed suicide?
Yes, my cousin committed suicide in 2017.
The guy here who's playing Buzuki.
Yes,
I'm so sorry
No
for your
kidding.
loss.
Shit.
and it pretty much triggered me a lot because we were having discussions about Christ. Here's let me tell you guys how Satan played with my cousin. He was a believer in Christ for all his life, and he had a terrible accident. He got hit by a car and got thrown away many yards away from the crash scene and broke every bone in his body. I was in the US at that time. It was 2005. I was told when I was in the US that he will not make it. Every single bone of his body is broken. He would not make it. So I started crying. I started, praying, missing him, saying, "Don't die. I'm that far away." But he miraculously survived.
Wow.
So when I came back from the US, he was even walking. He was fine. But something changed within him. And he said, if I was such a believer and something like this happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
then there is no God.
Hmm.
So we had been going back and forth on arguments. I wasn't reborn yet, and I didn't know all the arguments that I know now. And at some point, some things happened, and as an atheist, he did to take his life. So I got very mad at that time.
Sorry about that, Achileas.
It's all right, brother. Thank you.
Was he like a first cousin, second? What?
Second.
Second cousin.
Oh, no. I called him a cousin, but he was not a blood cousin. It's more complicated, but I don't want to bore my uncle married a woman that was already married, and it was her son. So he became a cousin to me, but not of blood.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Full marriage?
yeah, through my uncle's marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find something about this, Brother Sandman, in the 2018 playlist. But if you have the patience, go video to video. I promise you a good time. 2016, 2017, and then I'm going to surprise you in the playlist of 2018 with some other stuff. Let's say hi to our brother here.
Ah, Burger Pie.
Hey, is that Dan Pozzi?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
It's Dan the man.
Dan the man.
Dan
Yeah,
the
I didn't want to
man.
interrupt, guys. I was just hopping on to say hello.
Man.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to see you.
Nice haircut.
Thank you. Been needing it for a while.
Oh,
You got to leave the top a little longer though.
Yeah, I go back and forth on it.
Yeah, it look good on you if you lift the and don't buzz your sides. Like get it scissors short side.
Yeah.
Like and longer top.
I can try something different next time.
I like this. I like
with your
We lost you, Sandman.
Mr. Sandman.
1-1.
You there?
Sandman.
Am I here?
Yeah,
You
you're here.
just
We
got
can hear you.
What's going on here?
It's crazy machine.
Better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Brother Pike.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if you find little Pike?
There's several of those running around my house right now.
I was about to say that. Where are all the other pikes?
Yeah, there's no shortage of little pikes.
Well, what would you do if your kids one day marry Pike Clay's daughter?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that, Logan.
Oh, I got a good question for Pike. What if your kids marry an Orthodox?
I don't know the answer to that either.
What would you say? What would you do?
Would you allow them to baptize their children?
I mean, I wouldn't be in charge of what they do with their children, but I would advise them not to.
I know we gotta end the arguments before they grow up, because we're gonna have a lot of Pikes around here. So we gotta solve them.
Yeah, I might want to go ahead and baptize them, whether I believe in it or not.
Imagine like 15, 16, they come to you, Dad, are we baptized?
I mean, Christian Pike already has like 20 accounts. Imagine his children growing up. We're gonna have like a whole country of Pikes.
Wow.
Look, you know what's funny? At the coffee shop that I go to, Achilles, on Saturdays, you know how I used to have all those like frog accounts, the Professor Pants accounts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the coffee shop, there's this funny picture of like this cowboy frog, and it looks just like Professor Pants. I tried to buy it, but it wasn't for sale.
Take a picture so you can have it as a cowboy frog, toad, even better.
I don't know, Sandman, to answer your question. I've never had kids old enough to get married yet, so I don't know how I'm going to handle that part of life.
Same way as you do this part of life. Hello, Christian.
Hey, Dan, how
Hi,
are
Dan.
you? Yeah, that's exactly right. One day at a time.
Exactly, yeah. I was out in the yard. I was just listening on the phone. I just left that up there. So I heard you come in to say hi, so I had to wander back over.
There's a piece of advice I like to share this, and y'all may have heard me share this before, so stop me if I'm being redundant. But there's an older gentleman that goes way back with my family, and we all call him Brother Mike. His name is Mike Bradley, but he's old, blind, and just old Southern codger. And he asked me one time, he said, "Christian, do you know how to eat an elephant, son?" And I said, "No, Brother Mike, I don't know how to eat an elephant." And he said, "One bite at a time."
That's right.
That is good advice.
Yeah, it was good advice.
Gangster, how you doing, little buddy?
All right. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How was your day?
Good. Daniel talked about he went to a festival of the beheading of John the Baptist. It was funny. He said, we saw a beheading at church today.
No kidding.
Joke say, "Are you a Muslim?" Sorry.
He actually said he went to a beheading of John the Baptist.
Like he went to the festival of the beheading of John the Forerunner.
Oh, okay.
They have like a festival for that?
Yeah. Do they do a reenactment?
What?
I was talking about the feast day of St. John the Baptist when they beheaded him.
He said they have a reenactment.
That's what he called it. The feast of.
Could you imagine in the middle of the reenactment you hear "oops"?
Hopefully Daniel is alive and well, and he didn't step into.
What kind of festival is that?
Yeah. Did you hear what happened on the new Burning Man festival these days?
Mm-mm.
First off, there is like this sandstorm that people can't stand on their feet. Like,
I saw it. I saw the storm. Yeah.
So last year it was a mud storm and all the cars got trapped, right? And they couldn't leave. This year is a sandstorm and everything is covered in white and people are wearing like masks and they can't even breathe. And there was a murder. Somebody murdered somebody and they discovered him in a pool of blood. So the police is saying, be careful, there's a murderer among you. But I don't know, somehow after that year, a couple of years ago, that somebody threw himself inside the flames and died. This is getting worse and worse. Like it's not about this. It's more than just a festival. I think it just relates to some sacrifice. Somebody has to die. I don't know. I don't know. Some
I
crazy
saw
stuff.
videos of that sandstorm. That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looked like the plague of Egypt, man.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
No, it seems to be
God
they are trying to do some kind of spiritualism. You know, they can confess their sins to these things. So it just such a fulfillment of prophecy that people are going to look in all the wrong places.
Amen.
For the forgiveness.
And what they do is they burn a big statue made of wood, which goes back to paganistic rituals, and they take a lot of drugs, which goes back to paganistic rituals, like the Dionysian mysteries. So we have a repetition of paganism under a new name. And I just think that God keeps showing them through sandstorms or mudstorms that he's not okay with this.
What's Jill talking about? Is that Jill's, right? Rebuke and reprove, is that Jill?
Yes.
What's he
And
talking about? Tim Waltz was arrested. I never heard about that.
Jill, I enjoyed your arguments with Daniel today. I'm all with you. I'll just say that.
What argument?
There were some arguments about venerating pieces of the cross.
Relics, you mean, and stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm with Jill.
This was today?
Yeah, on Gigi show earlier.
Well, how many? Really?
Yeah.
It was another show. Okay.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. I left. I went to a friend's house, but it was earlier.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, I need a minute to go feed my dogs. So,
yeah, okay.
I'll let you guys.
It's good to see you again, buddy.
I'll remain in the room just in case you say something I don't agree with. I'll just.
Oh, it's coming. I've been planning.
What were you going to say?
Let's forget the arguments and lift our cups and opa. That's it.
Opa!
Exactly.
We're going to miss the Achileas. Oh, Brother Pike, what were you going to say about why Jesus got baptized? God, what did you say?
Oh, I think Azzo was asking. I was in the country, so I missed about half the conversation, but I think Azzo was asking why the Lord would get baptized. And as far as like a simple, concise answer, my answer to him was to set an example. But obviously, I think there's a much deeper, more complex answer than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gigi, what video? Could you put up the link on the video with Jill?
To where?
Please.
Is that Claudia?
Put it in the private if you want. I mean,
Claudia's...
it doesn't have to be in the private.
Where art thou?
Well, Cassie, which video?
Yeah, it's 1,742 691.3, I think. No, I don't know. The one that Jill and Daniel apparently.
Oh, that was earlier. That's the other video. Something happened. My computer was unplugged on accident and it turned off, so it took me off of it. And some reason it shut down the show. So that was the other video. I'll take you there.
Okay, great.
Crazy kids.
Or just put up the link.
Well.
So relics. You don't agree with relics? No, I think Achileas doesn't agree with relics.
I'll put the link in the private chat for you.
All right, thanks, Gigi.
Well, relics are normally souvenirs that some person's decided they're going to make some money off. No. So I agree with Achilles on that. These relics are just nonsense. Yeah.
Hi, Claude.
Yes,
How are you
hi.
doing?
I'm great. I've just been listening. I was hoping Dan would come on.
I'm back.
Oh,
Dan's here.
right. Yeah.
How goes it?
I don't know. I'm not very happy with you. You've been making some terrible allegations about my friends, Big Bad Mama.
Oh gosh, we're having such a good time here.
All you have to do is
All right.
apologize
Oh, well.
unequivocally, and then I'll be happy.
Shall we bring in a call a lawyer?
Okay.
1-800-lawyer. Solve this right now.
No, I you know, Sandman, they say, you know, us Christians are the ones that make all these rules, and you got to live by them, and if they don't live by them, we're not going to be happy. And the biggest crybabies are people who say they don't have any absolute morals. So, Claude, what do I have to apologize for?
Saying that he was a pedo.
I think I said that about a whole room.
No, you said about Big Bad Mama, and you also said it about, what's his name? That other guy, Peter. Yeah.
Peter
did take care.
Are you in Japan?
Now,
go ahead, Dan.
do you know, Claude, that I don't know either of those guys personally?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's in
personally.
that case. Why did you make that accusation?
Just to show that you guys have inward.
With no evidence, you just accused someone of being one of the worst things you could ever accuse anybody of. That's a fact. It's what you said.
Claude, my point is,
and you
I
won't
don't know
apologize. You keep on. What annoys me, Dan, is that you keep on digging a deeper hole for yourself. I mean, any fool, even a fool, can see that you're wrong. But
well,
you're so
okay,
stubborn
so
and hard of heart.
No, you're not getting the point.
And move on.
You're missing the point, like your other ignorant atheists. Is there anything absolutely wrong with me saying that to them?
Yes, of course there is.
Absolutely wrong.
Absolutely
and
wrong.
Whose standard?
Yes,
whose absolute standard is that?
It's by the laws of society, the laws of the land.
I reject your laws of society.
People.
I
Don't
reject.
Keep trying to change the topic. You know what you're.
I reject
you
your
won't
laws.
Succeed because I'm a clever person and you're a stupid person.
I reject your laws.
Well, you can reject what you like.
You reject God's laws. I reject yours. So it's kind of ignorant of you.
I think it's God's law that you don't lie about people, Dan. I think it's God's laws too that you don't lie about people, not just the laws of society. I have a feeling that both of those things intersect. Yes.
So, Claude, you know I don't know either of those. Claude, do I know Big Bad Mama personally?
I don't know him personally, no. But I do know that you can't, with no proof,
so like,
with no proof,
how
you made an accusation that was the worst possible thing.
An unserious claim. It'd be like me saying to Pike, I've got
a copy of it. I put it up. I put up what you said.
Christian Pike, I think you're a Catholic priest. Do I need to apologize to you for that?
I think I would make a fine Catholic priest.
But I mean, would that offend you if I said that? Would you need me to apologize?
I wouldn't offend you if I said I was a Catholic priest. It would offend me.
I'm talking to Christian.
Oh, right. Oh,
there's one variable. There's one variable. Would I be an Asian Catholic priest or a black Catholic priest?
Oh, never. Would you be offended if I called you any? Because that's the thing. Claude, call me a pedo right now.
No,
yes, Claude, call me a pedo right now. Go ahead, you can do that. No, I give you the right to call me one right now.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that because there's no evidence that you are. Why would I do that? I've got morals.
So that's what I don't. That's so you've got morals. And what happens? Okay, so but there's no your morals.
There's no evidence. Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that?
You guys are just, I'm sorry, you guys are ignorant because I can say, you can say anything to me. And if I'm not one, see, you guys are actually starting to make me think you all are, because if you called me one, I would go, I'm not one, so I'm not offended. Now, you guys get offended by that.
What a load of
all you have
rubbish.
to say
You're
is,
talking through your ass.
Dan's an idiot. Dan doesn't,
Yes,
and I'd
that's
say,
right.
no, I'm just saying something outrageous to show you guys you have a moral compass, which only can come to Almighty God.
You have no moral compass at all. You're just an absolute fool and a jerk for Jesus.
So, Claude, you have a moral compass.
I don't think he'd be very pleased.
So where did your moral compass come from, Claude?
Society.
Society. So Hitler's society or French society?
No.
Or now,
no,
so then you must have thought, what did you think?
I mean, I'm not like Kent Hovind. Kent Hovind believes in what is that, eugenics, which Hitler did. Your hero, Kent Hovind. I'm not like him at all. I'm sorry.
So what do you think of the United States atheist group? What do you think of them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, see, that's your ignorance. There was a society called the Man Boy Love Association where they actually printed a book. They printed a book to educate adults how to get their way into talking minors into being part of their group. So, what do you think of them?
Oh, terrible, of course. Why would you even need to ask? No, you're getting me confused with your Kent Hovind's friends, Chris Jones.
No, see, that was part of society.
I know, that's what you've done. You've got confused.
that was part of society.
What? No idea what you're talking about. You really are a fool. But anyway, you're quite a funny fool in some way.
So
I can laugh at you. So, but look, tell me, what
so
did
you don't
think?
embarrass yourself.
What is your plan? What is your plan for resurrecting Proverbs, guys? What is your plan? Have you got a plan for trying to get it back on
Let's stick
track?
with me apologizing because
good.
Claude,
thank you. Go ahead.
You're just showing that you have, now you're saying it's just society. I reject your society. So therefore,
yeah, that's pretty obvious because you don't have any morals.
The reason I did it, the reason I said it, I don't think any of you guys are, but the reason I said it is to show that has to be more than that has to be God. That can't be your society, because Man Boy Love Association, that was a United States based and a European and a worldwide based organization to make the world okay with what that bad thing. So you attack. So you don't attack the people that actually have power in society that was trying to bring that on. You don't even know that happened.
That's why I attacked Kent Hovind, because he was on there saying, you're welcome anytime to Chris Jones. Remember, you come anytime, brother, and you're welcome. And he was making excuses. And for Brady Barham, he said, oh well, it was 35 years ago, and it was one of his own kids, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, these are your Christian mates, the ones that your whole channel revolves around.
Actually, it doesn't. And see, now you're lying, Claude. But now in your society, in your social morality, it's okay for you to lie to me, but I can't lie. See, that's hypocrisy, Claude.
Achileas says
that is
the second
hypocrisy.
Christian next to Christ. It's a fact. That's what he said. It's all on record. I mean, I don't make silly accusations like you do. I have put up shorts about these things.
Okay, Claude, let me educate you again. Proverbs Guys is a group of people. Proverbs Guys is a group of people who confess that they believe in Jesus Christ. We are about Christ and Him being crucified for salvation. How can you learn, Claude? Claude, you're continuing your ignorance since you keep repeating a lie. And I know you just said lying is bad. So
Yeah.
Proverbs, guys, is a collection of people confessing that Jesus Christ. Wake up, Pike, because I'm going to test you after this. I'm going to test you after this.
Why do they confess it? Why don't they
so
just
are you
say
going to apologize? Are you going to apologize because you lie about the Proverbs, guys?
No, I don't. What I say about them is true.
So why should I apologize? I'm using
Because
your.
I've just told you it's
I'm
the
using
truth.
your tribal.
It's
I'm using your tribal.
Look at
I'm
all
using-
the stuff I put up about them. Oh yes, Ken.
Oh my
Ken.
gosh.
3 bags full, Ken. Oh, Dr. Hay. Oh, you're the second most important person next to Jesus. Oh, I'll make a documentary about how wonderful you are. Oh, Stephen. I mean,
One of the Proverbs guys. Do you know what?
several.
The French people. The French people turned their back to the Germans. And I joked about when we first start going, I was joking about you being one of them. But now, do you say all the French people are bad because some of the French people were in bed with
who? I hope they were married.
I'm in bed.
So I would not say all French people are bad or whatever. And then, but you can say all Proverbs guys. I just gave you the definition.
Proverbs Guy channel is very associated. You know it as well as I do. Don't stop making excuses. You're the president.
So people, Proverbs Guys ministry have many different thoughts. And I can say it again.
I've only ever heard them kissing up to Ken.
Yes, Claude.
Only ever heard.
You're continuing.
You can put up
ignorance.
something showing that
you're being really immoral, Claude.
You can
Claude, you're being
say that.
Immoral. You're being immoral, Claude, in your own confession, which makes me think that your society is an immoral place to be. So, Proverbs Guys is a collection of people who believe in Jesus Christ, and we have our own views on certain things. That's why with Dr. I've said it with you around before. Let me say it again because you have this guy's ministry support him preaching the gospel and defending the Bible. Two things. Now, other hosts can like him in other ways, whether that's Achileas, whether that's somebody else, but Proverbs Guys ministries, and so that was dishonest of you. Instead of saying members of Proverbs Guys, but you always say Proverbs Guys. Yes, see how that's Proverbs Guys is an actual station, and we have beliefs. And so you are being deceitful.
You put up one. You put up one showing me you any of your Proverbs Guys criticizing Kent Haven. Go on, put up something. I'll look forward to it.
I'll do it.
Make it on your next show.
Quickly.
In that case, I'll be able to say, "Oh,
did you hear what I just said?
Wrong. You're not just all in favor of Kent Haven."
Did you hear what I just said? And we've said that on the show. Is that we only agree with two things about Kent Hovind. So therefore,
and what were those two things?
What?
What were those two things?
Oh my gosh! Thank you. Gangster Ghost, you can clip this because that's where it shows the immorality of Claude. I just repeated it to Christian Pike. What are the two things that the Proverbs Guys agree with Kent Hovind?
Always pay your taxes and stay humble. What?
Very good. Thank you, Christian.
But you were sleeping, Christian, so I'll give you that.
Forgive me.
But rewind the tape, Claude, later on, and you can do a short on me saying what the two things we agree with Kent Hovind. And therefore, it will show your hypocrisy and that you're a liar, even in your own moral standard. Your moral standard says you just said that somebody shouldn't lie, right?
Exactly.
And you just lied.
No, I didn't lie.
So,
hold on, everybody. We'll hear what Sandman.
Yes, let's hear Sandman. I'm sick of
man. Honestly, I don't know if I want to get into this because I don't know anything about it.
That's a very disappointing opinion. We've all been waiting for you.
I know. Mm.
But Sandman, Claude, he lives in France, but he doesn't have dirty underpants, and he goes to Australia and some Asian countries.
I thought
Right,
Claude's
Claude?
in Japan.
Singapore.
Are you in Japan?
Oh,
yeah.
Singapore, yeah, and China.
What do you want to go to Singapore for?
It's a
Nice
great
one.
place.
There ain't
It's
no Americans
clean.
in Singapore.
They
Law
can
and
do
order.
anything they want in Asia. So, Claude, let me say it again here because I said it on that exact show that you're whining about. I don't know Big Bad Mama personally. I don't know Peter personally. So when I said that, what I said, I was saying it to push buttons. That was it, to show that they really do have an ingrained morals inside
I
of
wasn't
them.
born on the last
That was
shower.
it.
You know.
Sounds like reverse psychology.
It really
sounds
is, and they're
like-
too
It
ignorant to
sounds
know
like
it.
stupidity.
Things that make
Anyway.
people
Good honest Dan.
Thank you, Claude. You came around.
I'm being
I have a
sarcastic.
boxing match between Claude versus Dan in a boxing match.
Well, I've challenged Kent to debate on the evolution of tax crimes.
Another
turned
lie
me
you're
down.
coming out with. Listen to this lie. Go ahead, Claude. What income tax law did Kent break?
He failed to file an income tax return for 28 years. That was one.
Is
for a
that
start.
why he was? Oh, let me rephrase it. What was he
Oh,
convicted of?
so now that I've answered your question, you've got to come up with
Well,
another
because we've gone through this before. Because you said he was convicted on that.
He was convicted on a range of tax-related crimes, including structuring. Yes.
Was any of it income tax?
Well, it depends what you define income tax as.
Well, you're in France. This is the United States.
He should have been
This.
withholding income tax
Oh my
from his
gosh.
employees, and he didn't. So
Okay,
yes,
this is
that's
your
one of them.
ignorance,
The other
Claude.
one is that he was taking out multiples of just under $10,000 virtually daily, and so that it didn't attract attention of the IRS, and that is called structuring. Yeah.
Right, and nothing to do with the breaking of the income tax evasion, like you
Well,
say.
that is income tax evasion. Yes, it is. Yes.
No, income is a different
Well, why
tax.
you ask me the question when I answer, you say no.
Because
so
you're
why
wrong.
don't you tell us? No, I'm
You're.
not.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
You're a complete turkey.
income
Of course,
tax.
you're required to file tax returns. Kent said that he hadn't.
We were
done
talking
so
about
in
what he went
28
to
years.
prison for.
So he
We were talking
lied.
before what he went
That's
to
part of
prison
what he
for,
went to
Claude.
prison for. He went for
We don't care,
lying.
Claude.
You're one of his people that support him on this. You're just unbelievable.
Well, see, that's why, Claude, where you just came out, I don't want you to break your own morals. So saying that Kent went to prison for breaking United States income tax is a lie. So I've told you that before.
Why
So
is that
now
a lie? Why is that a lie?
it's okay. So if I break the California sales tax and you say I go to prison for breaking the California sales tax, and you keep going, oh, Dan went to prison for breaking income tax. It's two different laws, Claude.
But what you tell me what law you think he went to prison for, then that might help explain it to me.
The structuring.
Yes, which is related to income tax.
No, it
That's
is not.
right. Of
No,
course it is.
no.
Otherwise, it wouldn't matter if you're structured, would it? What's the
Structuring
point?
has
The point
nothing
is
to
you're doing it
do
to
with
avoid
an
tax.
income tax.
Yeah.
So
It has to
structuring
do
was a
with
law.
how much you pull from the bank at one time.
Right.
That's
So,
what structuring is.
Claude, to educate you again, structuring was brought in because the drug people would hide their money, right? Some
That's
of them.
why it was initially bought. Then they discovered that people like Kent Hovind were doing the same thing to hide the money they were making through their so-called ministry, which was in fact a business.
Claude. Oh, never mind. Okay, so prove my point. Claude is ignorant. Anything else, Claude, I can help you with, but that is different laws. Those
I
are
would like to
different
point
laws.
out to the audience that we have an advertisement running at the bottom of the screen.
Ah, good.
Shame.
That's a special right there.
It's a pretty good deal.
Do they
I
charge
think
more
so.
in winter because you have to use the spa pool and it uses electricity?
That's just life, man. That's real world.
It's just for the day.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
got back from a cruise, and so I spent plenty of time in the hot tub trying to heal this poor body.
Hot
But
tub's
anyway,
nice.
Sandman.
I've never been on a cruise.
I'm here.
No, they were talking about it earlier. Sandman didn't like it. I liked it because I don't have to. I needed a rest after 3 months straight working, and so I could just. Although then I walked around too much, anyways. But eat and sit in the hot tub, and we did go into Ensenada because my wife wanted to buy a blanket. But
Enchilada. What did you? Did you sit on a blanket and eat enchilada? Did you just say?
oh,
Sonata
no,
or Sonoma? What did you mean? Sonata or Sonoma?
Ensenada.
Oh,
It's on the west side of Mexico, Pacific side.
okay.
By the way, Dan, I've put a link up to the exact charges, and it relates to federal tax violations. So you can read that in your own time.
Yeah, but that's not income tax, Claude.
Well, what's it tax?
Even
What
if
tax is
it's not, if somebody did something wrong and he went to jail for that, and then he gets out of jail, why do you have to keep pointing to that thing? He did jail for it.
I agree, except that he still lies about it. So that's what the problem is. He doesn't say, he still says that, for example, the judge said his crimes were worse than whatever. Can't say that word on the internet.
Yeah, well,
we know that he didn't say that. The judge didn't say that. His son said it. Yeah.
I'm glad you bring that up. Were they that bad? Like that? Like the word you can't say? Or
Yeah, well,
was
I don't want to get this channel into trouble, so that's what I'm not going to say.
No, I'm fine with you not saying it. I'm just saying because you know that what he did that bad? Like it was like that? Isn't
Well,
that
his son is the one
bit,
that said it. Yeah, so I don't.
Isn't it a little bit?
Eric. Eric is
Isn't
the
it?
one that said it. Yeah.
Isn't that too much for somebody to say that?
I would tend to agree, but it's Eric that said it, not the judge. And Kent continues to say that the judge said it. That's just rubbish.
I guess they compared him to something horrible, I'm assuming.
RAPE.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of tax money?
Yeah.
I hate the IRS. That's one of the only redeeming.
It wasn't the IRS that said that. It was Eric, the son, said that. So
Eric said that what he did was worse than that?
Eric said that Kent was being treated worse than a.
Oh, that he was being. Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah. And Kent now says that that's what the judge says. It's not true. It was Eric that said it.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that is what Ken Hovind is saying. That the judge actually, when he was convicting him, she said the exact phrase that what you did was worse than that.
But Kent is lying, and it's Eric that said
I don't know if
Eric.
it's lying. I'm just telling Christian that this is what Kent is saying. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kent is telling the wrong
Anybody, whoever it was that compared any sort of financial scheme to that was an idiot.
Right.
Well, plus the United States judicial system is not blind, which we've seen, because at the same time you had what it was Al Sharpton, who went to he owes over $2 million in taxes and went to the White House repeatedly, and they never went after him. So unfortunately, the legal system goes after to punish people, because people go, oh, well, Kent didn't apologize. Al Sharpton didn't apologize. He just ignored it and went to the White House with Obama. So it's like, no, it is equality under the law. It is backing up my statement. My statement was that the judicial system of the United States is not blind, and they go after people. That's not a whataboutism.
So the first 12 counts for Hovind were charges for willful failure to collect, account for, and pay over federal income taxes and FICA taxes in connection with the CSE operations.
Now, wasn't that for
structuring? Was the next 45 counts were for structuring?
How many?
Right, but the other ones, those were for not withholding taxes for employees, right?
Federal income tax law. And to answer Achilles, Achilles said, well,
hello,
it's not that. Hi, Achilles, how are you? But you said that the crime wasn't that bad. Well, the last count was a charge of corruptly endeavoring to obstruct and impede the administration of the Internal Revenue laws by falsely listing the IRS as his only creditor when filing for bankruptcy, filing a false and frivolous lawsuit against the IRS in which he demanded damages for criminal trespass, making threats of harm to those investigating him and to those who might consider cooperating with the investigation, filing a false complaint against IRS agents, etc. That's a bad count there.
It's still whatever
only if
even if what you said is outdated, like it was said later, but even if all that was in it, I agree with Christian. Whoever compared all that to RAPE,
I think everybody would agree with that, though.
That's just nuts.
Well, who said that, Claude? That wasn't the judge that said that.
Yeah, I think that any sensible person would condemn that comparison.
No, it wasn't. It was
Eric Hovind that said that.
The woman who, yes, said that. Yeah, and Kent lies about it. It's Kent.
You guys are believing anything Kent Hovind says.
He lies about the whole thing.
I know, guys.
It's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's to try and justify Kent's appalling behavior, which dishonored the military. It dishonored the fellow citizens. That when the judge said that was great. It showed you what sort of a person Kent was.
Yeah, it shows that the
it's
judge
still not
was biased,
it's still not like,
and that's not a blind judge.
It's still not.
So thank you, Claude, for showing that U.S. justice is not blind. It should be. It shouldn't matter if you can go hang out more than anybody with Obama in the White House, or if you're some preacher. You should have equality under the law, and we don't have that.
Speaking of that, I have a conspiracy theory y'all might want to hear about.
Yeah.
I think that Trump and Clinton worked together to kill Epstein.
Oh.
That's not even a conspiracy theory anymore.
Now I know I'm on the right track.
Well, so the one on that, though, that I can tell that's wrong is because they squealed the other side, whoever the other side was, they squealed on anything that Trump did. So that would have been leaked out, that he wasn't just on the plane. It would have been leaked out. So they did that with anything, even a false phone call, his impeachments that were false. Now we know. For sure, not just the Ukrainian situation, the Putin situation.
Brother Dan, they're all in it.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying he is kind of hated amongst them all.
Of course, but the whole thing with those files has been going around before this election, like a long time. People didn't care.
Tell me how before the election, Trump wanted the files, was going to release the files in full, and now that he's had the election and he discovers he's probably in the files, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Explain that one.
Thank you, Claude.
Just don't promise to release them. That's all. Don't promise to release them to get people's
Look, the
vote.
man changed his mind. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed, changed his mind.
Well, and plus, okay, so we now know that
I know
had
why.
an F. Oh, I'll tell them, then you can see what I think. So, Claude,
it was.
the,
I found out it was a judge that stopped him from doing it.
Oh, done.
A judge stopped him.
No,
he has said that there's nothing to see in the files, therefore he doesn't want them released. That's true.
Oh, he
Well,
said
the
he's going
easy-
to release.
There's nothing to see here, folks.
GG. So the problem is who had those
I feel like I
files?
did this.
The dirty FBI had all those files.
Take back what I said.
And so, and we know they're dirty because the Strzok guy, FBI, he was third highest or fifth highest in the FBI, lied on a FISA warrant to go after a
He's
civilian
probably
to bring
in the
Trump
list
down.
too. This man from the FBI.
No, that has nothing to do with Epstein. An FBI guy lied on a secret court to investigate a private citizen. He got
So one guy lied, and
retirement.
so the entire FBI is suspect then.
He was third or fourth highest in the FBI.
So
It shows that the FBI is corrupt,
That
because
doesn't
if
show
it
it at all.
wasn't, he would have been strung up. He actually got $1 million or $2 million from the federal government for lying
Okay,
on a secret
okay on
court.
that one. But here is some common ground that we can actually agree with people, even if we have a different theological belief, that governments are corrupt, like all of them. I don't like people that support one or the other. I understand, I see what's happening, and I'm with all those that are saying they're all corrupt. That's all. Like, he's equally bad with the Democrats. Like, he has.
Well, and that's why I would argue the freeing of girls to be able to have girls he and not girls
He gave
slash
you
boys
what you wanted to
sports.
hear, brother Dan.
No, it's a law.
At the same
So
time, he's
that's
turning a
good thing.
blind eye to a genocide that is taking place. This genocide would not be taking place if it wasn't for Netanyahu's best friend forever.
So let's
It's
go
his
back.
BFF.
Let's go back.
I'm telling you, he's giving
let's
you
leave
he's
that
giving
out.
you one little
No, it's one big. I'm sorry, Achilles. You might agree with
I do
transvestites.
not.
Most
Seriously,
Christians
that's
don't.
the problem. That's the
So,
problem with the US, and it's pulling you into a civil war. This polarity. There are no gray areas. If I'm saying I don't agree with a famine and a genocide, that makes you immediately say I support trans people. That polarity
No.
creates
You're
a problem.
the
Do
one
you
that said it.
understand that?
Achilles, is it a big deal that Trump banned the gender reassignment surgery with minors, and that he banned women having to compete with men, having biological men in their?
Yeah, but at the same time,
state.
he has looked away from Colorado, which has told families that if you say to your child that it's not, we can take it away from you. And that happened under Trump's administration. So he's not seeing that.
There's state rights.
State rights,
So
right,
to educate Achilles, that takes a whole thing to go through.
Right.
Then abortion.
Let me
He
say
stopped.
something here. So
I know, because you're going to agree with
regardless
me.
of how you feel about the trans issues, it doesn't affect that big of a percentage of the population. And Achilles' point is they're not on equal terms. Supporting a genocide in Gaza is not on equal footing to transgenders in women's sports. They're on completely different levels.
So then
And I would argue, let me finish.
Well,
Let me finish.
I
The,
thought you supported.
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
The main thing is what we have to watch is that the oligarchs and the billionaires are getting all the power in the country, like they've had.
Correct.
But
Amen.
more than ever with these tax cuts and the
Oh,
previous.
yeah, how do I
tax
join
cuts.
them? I on
that's
them.
the big issue of what people are glossing over. So anyway, that's my point.
I'm with you,
Well,
Gideon.
let me correct
Well
that
said.
one
Well
for
said.
you. Under Biden and his high taxes, the billionaires got richer because of the stock market and raising the gas prices up. So no, it wasn't the lowering of taxes. It was the
You better
raising
look
and
at the
the
tax
things
cuts
of the
of
Biden.
2017 and the recent tax cuts. You're completely glossing over that information.
Yeah, there's a
but I'm getting
difference
off the
between-
subject. Achilles' point was that the
So
Achilles' point was
why didn't
that
it reverse
the
itself?
Achilles' point was that the Biden didn't do anything about the taxes for corporations. I'm not on his side at all.
Okay.
I agree with Achilles that both sides are corrupt. There's just, I happen to think that one is more corrupt than the other when it comes to the big issues. And the genocide in Gaza is a huge issue that's happening
is.
right now.
For the whole world. It might not
you
be a
want
big
to
thing
you
for
want
the
to
US.
you want to equate that thing that's happening and our support for it with something that affects very few people, and whatever your opinion is on it. It's a dog barking, a dog whistle type of topic.
So did you ever go against Biden Harris for their support of
Dan dropped out.
Achilles, did I address
I agree,
that correctly? What you were
I
saying?
agree.
No,
I
it's
agree.
me.
I agree.
Well, so did you ever
in corruption, the difference in corruption, Dan, give me 1 second. The difference in corruption that I see is that at least the Democratic side is not exploiting Christians. The other side is also exploiting Christians. And it's giving them something, a little tiny thing that they wanted to hear. And at the same time, they are becoming mass murderers, and Christians are also in. They have the blood on their hands because they support it, because he took away the rights of men competing in women's sports. Yes, but you have like 2 million people starving. And he's like, I'm not seeing that. It ain't happening. So just get yourself together, guys, and be like, I'm with this, but I'm against this. Period. Like, pull your line and get in the gray area. Don't be like black or white. Be in a gray area and say, I support this. I don't support anything else that he did. That's all.
Take a breath, Achilles. So, was Harris going to stop the war, or your so-called genocide? Was Harris going to stop that?
No, I think they are also in the same boat.
So Achilles,
they're in the same boat.
Right, except for they weren't going to throw the Christians a dog whistle.
Right.
They weren't going to give us a bone. So if Harris was there, so Achilles, listen, and then you can. Achilles,
go ahead. I agree.
Harris was going to continue with your so-called genocide and continue with women in having to compete with boys, sex changes for little boys and girls. So Trump is for the genocide, I guess, whatever. And he also took away an abortion, killing unborn babies. So I will go and support the person who is stopping abortions, not just dog whistle. Laws are being done. He stopped medical treatments on young kids who, for whatever reason, think they bodies, and he stopped little girls eat with biological boys. So
just let me give you a response to this before you move on to the next point. Just as the Republican Party has a whole push from the fundamental Christian United States, at the same time, the Democrat Party has another push from people that actually care for human rights. I'm sorry, but the Republican side doesn't give much of a for human rights. So yes, it's true that under the Democratic side, it's harder for Israel to do what it's been doing. But if you go back to Trump's previous election, you'll see that it's the exact same time that he gave Jerusalem to Jews, which was a matter of conflict for 50 years. And when he came up, he's like, Jews, you can have Jerusalem. And immediately the Jews started presenting him as a Messiah. They started having like posters of him all over Israel, like he's our Messiah. 4 years pass, and when he gets elected, we see a complete destruction of Gaza. And you don't see those two being related. Now, I'm not going to excuse the Democratic side because they're doing it elsewhere. They're helping the Ukraine side. That's a completely different dimension. So just what I want Christians to understand is that on this subject, the atheists are right. He's worse. They all in the same boat, and we gotta get together and understand that we are the ones in trouble, whether we are believers or atheists. We have an oligarch aristocracy that we can't get away from, and they're forcing to believe
Okay,
that
so where I'm
you
not,
voted
where I'm,
for
let
the
me,
bad,
let me,
or I voted for the good, and we keep fighting for them.
no, so I don't think, and I think I've told you this, I don't think they're any are good, but if I have a chance to vote against abortion, against little girls and boys being given chemicals to in the thing of changing their
Yeah, but Dan,
biological.
you brought this point up as like the good thing that he's done, but this was not getting discussed here at all. We were discussing a promise: vote for me so I can release the files. And then he comes out and says there are no files. I'll give you another example. I will stop the war in Ukraine. No more Americans are going to pay for that money. We're going to stop this. And he goes elected. And what he does is he forces the European Union to buy the American weapons and give them to Ukraine. So it's the same freaking thing. Nothing changes. So just
So why did the war not stop?
because it's a proxy war, and it's going to lead to World War III. That's why it's not stopping, and it's both sides that are involved. And my government is involved, and the European Union is involved.
Exactly. And so, as you know, because when Zelensky got elected, or when he was running to get elected,
it was a coup.
Wait. He was already to sign the plea. No,
He
Zelensky got
has
voted
stopped
in.
elections twice after him taking over the government.
Hey, listen, Achilles. When he got voted
It was
in the
not
first
a vote.
time, not
it was
afterwards.
A coup. 2014. Look it up. And the U.S. is involved.
Who invaded who?
With Victoria Nuland.
Who invaded? Who invaded
let me
who?
make my one point. Okay.
Well,
let me make my point, and then you can go. So,
you're going to bring NATO
Achilles,
into and try to excuse Putin
in
for invading
2022,
Ukraine.
the invasion began in 2022 BBM, but the coup started in 2014. And last time we talked about this, you asked me about Crimea, and I wasn't so sure. Yes, Crimea was after the coup that they voted that they no longer want this government and they want to be Russian. Look it up.
All of Ukraine wanted to be part of Russia. All of Ukraine wanted to be part of Russia.
Not all of it, just the parts that are right now discussed.
Then why did he bomb? Why did he bomb every city in Ukraine with that rationale?
When you say he, who you're talking about? Putin.
Putin.
Okay, the bombing didn't start with Putin. The whole thing, if you watch, I have it in videos before the war started. It is Zelensky that was bombing Ukraine because they got forced into giving away the Russian language, and they voted to keep the language. So he started bombing houses with artillery, and the houses kept calling Putin and saying, "Can you please do something about this?" And 6 years later, Putin did something about this. We're talking about 2014.
A full-scale invasion.
A full-scale invasion of the country that was supposedly being the country border between NATO and Russia. And with Victoria Nuland and the coup that started taking place, that stopped. So he did have to do something about it. And if we take this discussion to a next step later, you'll see I'm not pro Putin either, but I understand that this was not the fault of Russia.
Well, he likes the Vietnam War, where it could have been stopped really quickly, but we couldn't into North Vietnam because we were just kicking the communists out of South Vietnam, and of course it ended badly. Yes, if somebody is killing people,
no, we were at war with North Vietnam. I mean, we bombed North Vietnam heavily.
We could not cross the line though. And so we could not even fire into. I had a cousin who lost his rank because he got promoted, and he's being fired in from Cambodia onto the U.S. soldiers, and he pretended he couldn't hear the directive saying, no, you cannot fire back where you're being fired with. And he goes, sorry, I can't get this. Did you say fire? Okay, we're going to fire. He got demoted because he took out those people in Cambodia who were firing on the U.S. and the
So what's your
South
point?
Vietnamese. Is that it was a joke. And just like this, no, if people who a country is supporting is so like that, say people, okay, let's say there's so I don't pick on anybody, let's say there's a country off the California coast, and they keep on shooting missiles over here, and we tell them, stop doing that. And then how long do we say stop doing that as our people are being killed or those we support before we just invade that country? You will stop.
Dan, if you go into it, even the Vietnam War is not how like history portrays it. It didn't start with the US. It didn't start with Viet Cong. It started with France. It started with the colonization of France all over the world.
Right.
And when they couldn't handle it anymore, they called in the US.
And the US called it a police. They called it a police action at first.
Correct. But
I recently discovered
Kennedy and Johnson escalated the war.
Right.
I recently
bottom line,
discovered something.
Eisenhower got us into it, but those guys escalated it.
Let me ask
and then
a question.
Nixon just went out of control. He carpet bombed Laos and Cambodia. Horrible.
May I ask a question all over the panel?
Well, what I said is that the South Vietnamese wanted to stay free. They wanted the U.S. troops to keep the communists from going down there. And that's why we have a huge population of conservatives.
Yeah, but the whole division.
We put in a puppet government in South Vietnam.
Right.
We installed a puppet government there.
And so did France.
They were Catholic.
And so
they were Catholics.
The whole North and South, it wasn't their thing. It was France that did that. And then the US, continued it for, different benefits. But it's not like they were the communists and we had to free them. All right, you can get over this, please?
Well, that's what
I have one question. That's what
the South
for everyone in the panel. One question for everyone in the panel. Can you tell me which is the country with the more land all over the planet?
Russia.
Next.
I thought it was Canada, but
believe it or not, guys, it's France. Look it up.
Well,
it has the most land all over the world from its colonization.
Man, those slime ball French. Claude, how do you defend that?
Do you mean presently?
Yeah, currently.
Okay,
right now.
What are the big land masses that France has?
I'll find it for you, bro. It's mind blowing. They have so many little islands all over the place that they do speak their language, but also French. That it's gonna blow your mind if you add them up.
Okay.
it makes it the biggest country in the world. Not even Russia can compare.
I
not
wouldn't
even
think it's
China.
land
Not
mass.
China
I
is
would think maybe they have more places.
land mass with islands, like the area between the islands. I don't know. I'll show you. I'll find it right now.
Oh, it includes the ocean?
No, just the islands in the ocean, like so
Okay.
many little islands that it owns, and parts of Africa. So if you add them all up, it's greater than Russia. Yeah.
So I got to say that I agree with Achileas on the issue of Putin and what he just said earlier. As far as the landmass, apparently Russia's the biggest, they say, but that could be,
Yeah, that's why it blew my mind too when I discovered this. And I saw a video that is showing all the areas that it holds, which are not in the landmass of France. So if you add them all up, the square meters, it's bigger than Russia too.
Yeah, they say that France is the biggest in Western Europe, apparently.
So if you take that, I was looking at the video, but let me continue the discussion. If you take that in, factor that in, together with the colonization of the UK, you'll see that there are so many conflicts around the world that relate to this. They relate to the colonization, all of Africa. And the US is being blamed for slavery, but it didn't start it. The European, not Union, Europe did. France, Britain, Portugal, Spain, Germany, they're all guilty. They're just hiding behind the US like, oh no, they were the bad ones. So the whole reason that right now Africa is starving is all that colonization. It didn't even end yet. It still goes. They're still struggling for independence, countries down there. So the only reason I brought that up is because Vietnam War is related to this. It's not, and you brought up the Vietnamese War for I don't know what. We were talking about the other war. So if you guys want, we can go back to the current stuff. But to the previous discussion, I wanted to add that thing about France. It's not as innocent as. So right now we have this war that the European Union says, don't worry, we'll take it up. Yeah, who are you? Germany? Huh, I remember you, Germany. France? Oh yeah, I remember you too, France. So just don't take part in the whole thing and support them for doing this.
Well, that's what I always, and you guys know I'm a skeptic, but when Germany's crying and they're the ones that just paid Putin billions of dollars to put in a pipeline from Russia to Germany, and like, oh, you got to give us, we got to get a bunch of money from the United States to protect us from this evil Putin. And it's like, dudes, what con artist? And then, Ukraine is.
Of course, Dan would support Putin. It's understandable that Dan would support that. He doesn't seem to have a problem that people that disappear suddenly get poisoned by him. Any political dissent is, suddenly bad accidents happen to them. Yeah, it's typical that.
I guess if
typical
you
that you would support him, Dan.
Not to happen,
listen to me for a change.
Well, because you're lying, Claude. I don't support
Really?
Putin. I would be just as happy if he got a bullet. No. So what I said is that the United States giving a blank check to Ukraine without
What about giving a blank check to Israel?
That's the issue we were talking about.
See,
right?
Somebody deflected off to Ukraine, but we were talking about Gaza and Israel.
I'm with you.
Oh,
and maybe
so
I'm
the United States
here,
government.
What you talk about Ken? How you guys
United States government supports Israel, no matter what party. So that that in itself is
Yeah, but we
why
have to
Trump
deal
is
with
a
what's
non-
happening now, don't we? We have to deal with what's happening right
So
now.
were you against Biden and Harris?
I was not a Biden
was.
supporter.
I was. I've made
Did you vote
videos
for
against
Biden
both
even
of
though
them.
you knew he was
I'm not going to tell
pro-Israel?
you. I'm not going to tell you who I voted for, but I was very critical of him during his term.
Not enough. So,
Well, I mean,
and then
you do
so
your part. See, that's the difference between us. Is most people, most Democrats I know are critical of Democrats as well, the Democratic Party. But there's a lot of Republicans I see that where Trump can do nothing wrong whatsoever, and he's held up in reverent terms by these people.
Oh, well, see, I think the things I named are the things I supported. And otherwise, it's typical Washington Monday holiday. So I'm not.
Who's that, AJ?
It's an A.
Gangster, why did you call your stream Ghost News?
That's what we're talking about.
It was supposed to be about news.
That's what we're talking about. News.
The news of the day.
I agree. I agree with the insanity that BBM is pointing out.
I agree with it.
You have so many people that are like blindly following it, whatever he says. But I will say that there is part of this MAGA movement that is waking up against it. And it's like, no, we don't endorse what you're doing. So at least we got that. But there is this margin of the MAGA that just won't even notice. I don't know. It's sad. It's pretty sad.
Well, and although on the other side of it, more people were blindly hating Trump 4 years ago, and this time he got more votes from people who were blindly hating him. So they're more in my space now, in the middle.
How do you know they were blindly hating him? What do you
That's
mean
their
by
testimony. Their testimony
whose testimony?
You haven't heard any testimonies about why so many more people voted for Trump this time? Testimonials.
What? What do you mean by blindly against him?
Well, just like before he became Republican nominee, there was a good percentage of people who loved Trump. I've
there were a lot of
been
people that didn't like him. I mean, he was in charge of the whole birther movement.
No, that was Hillary.
No, the birther movement was Trump was one of the
Hillary
leaders
started
of it. That doesn't matter. Trump is the one that took it up for years.
So he can agree with Hillary Clinton. So
I don't support Hillary Clinton. I don't like the Clintons.
So at least he was more
Hillary.
See, that was his Democratic roots coming out. Him and Hillary agreed on the birther movement.
It had nothing to do with being a Democrat. I mean,
well, good. We can agree. Neither of us like Hillary, and I still don't like.
Well, you're deflecting.
Trump's
You're deflecting there by even bringing her up.
Well, no, you're the one that blamed the birthing movement on him, and it wasn't. It was started by Hillary Clinton and dirty Democrat politics. It was the Democrat Party who also started the dirty dossier. It was also the Democrat and the FBI.
Here's the issue, Dan. Here's the issue. If you were to admit that Trump is part of the satanic system that is running the world, that doesn't make you a Democrat. I want you to understand that. All right. It doesn't mean that if you see a genocide taking place and you say, I don't enjoy children's blood being spilled when they go out to find food, that doesn't make you a Democrat. Because I think that's what you're kind of like, you think that if I stop supporting him, then there is nothing else to support. So that's not the case. That is a false dichotomy that exists in the US. But the world is big.
Well, Achilles, because we'll go Christian for a second. Is God or the devil, which one supports abortion?
Again, I'm telling you, he's giving you what you want to hear. He picks up a book and you think it's the Bible, but it has no cross on it. But he convinces you it's the Bible, but it could also be the Quran.
Achilles, did God use the godless Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar?
Yes, but he's also telling you about the princes, the princes of the world that you're not supposed to worship.
Is abortion Antichrist or Christ?
He hasn't stopped it, Dan. He's pretending. He's giving you what you want, while at the same time they're doing a land grab over there, and he's making a lot of money out of this. Like the lobby, the Israel lobby has like a cannon of dollars.
We can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree, Achilles. I voted.
I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for him. We are free to vote for whoever we want. But at some point, I figured out that I'm being duped by my presidents, and I stopped voting because they're lying to me. On our side, I'll give you another example just so you see it's not about Trump, but Trump is a mass murderer. I'm sorry, but this is what he is right now, and you get your hands blood dirty too. You get him red-handed by supporting him. So here in Greece, we had the left saying, if you vote for us, we're going to bring in the same-sex marriages. So what did Greece do? They all voted for the right, 80%. The right comes up and said, thank you for your vote. Let us now bring the same-sex marriage. So do you feel like getting duped at some point or not? That's what I'm saying. They're both working for some agenda. Now, I understand that BBM has issues with what I just said, but I'm just telling you, they have some agenda, and they're like, now we move with the left foot, now we move with the right foot. And we all get rich in the meantime.
You know maybe you don't know, Achilles.
And BBM can be spending all day fighting about it.
Maybe you don't know, Achilles.
They were all on the Epstein Island, brother. All of them. Clinton was, Trump was, all of them. That FBI agent that you mentioned, him too.
You don't know.
The son of the Greek.
Achilles, you don't know that.
Hold on, everybody. I think from the lawyer said the files barely mentioned Trump, but it mentioned Bill Clinton and that he likes young girls.
Well, we know that.
If that's true, you know, why doesn't he release those files?
He tried.
There's
I agree with Claude. For the first time in my life, I agree with Claude.
No, they lied. They lied about it. They said there were no files. They asked Pam Bondi. They said, "You said that the files were on your desk. The client list was on your desk," and she said, "Well, we looked at it. There's no file whatsoever." It's because of the public. It's because of the public pressure that they admitted that there was a file. But then Trump said, "Oh, Biden and Obama messed with that file. They're the ones that messed with it."
What she said is that we had the files and we thought there was a list in the files, but we looked into them and there was no list. But here's the thing, for those that don't understand how simple this is. If you are to get on an airplane or if you are to get inside a ship, you give your name in case something happens, so we know to look for you. Therefore, whoever has been in the Lolita Express airplane is in that list, period. There is no way around it. The list exists. It's law.
Dan, the conspiracy theories about Obama's religion, you know, that they called him Muslim, that started back in 2004. And you're right that Hillary did perpetuate that against Obama, which was horrible. But I have to point out that Trump also played a role in the birther movement as well.
Correct. Yeah, that's a role. Thank you. I have no problem with that. That yeah, people.
The birther movement.
Politics.
If I remember correctly, because I was 25 years old when that happened, and I was observing it, the whole birther movement was the fact that he was born in Kenya, and they were looking, right, and they were looking for the birth certificate, and we couldn't find one, and then at some point a year later we found one. It was Hawaii, and we were all like, yeah, right. So I'm not sure.
Well, there were notices printed in 2 papers at the time, in Honolulu, 2 Honolulu papers. How do you account for that if he was born in Kenya?
Yeah, it was a long time after the whole argument started.
Well, back then, though, U.S. citizenship for a baby was much more important with Hawaii and the social services debate. You figure that was what, back in the 70s, 80s, however old he is. And yet to have an American citizenship on your birth record.
Right, but how come that wasn't done against John McCain, who was born in Panama?
That
Dan.
is a good
Why do you say that?
Why do you think there'd be a big difference between those 2 individuals if there wasn't some sort of a racial element to it?
I heard that Obama's dad was from another country.
Kenya.
Yeah, but he was born in Honolulu.
Right,
doesn't matter.
He's in Kenya, and he gives interviews up to this day. Look it up.
And I heard that John McCain did gave up his birth record to the one people.
Right, but people that they bought that. He did that voluntarily. There wasn't a movement against him to have that done, right? Was there this huge movement like they did against Obama to?
No, of course not. But that's because Obama wanted to do it.
They knew all the evidence. They seen the birth notices in the newspapers.
That is not a. That is so.
Trump.
The only legal document is the original birth certificate, not the registration of birth, not announcements. All they had to have done was given the original, and even the one that came out, they're saying that's not the birth certificate, that's a registration of birth, which is not the document. And so that's one thing.
Still, guys, but still, would it matter that much to you if he was a Republican? Dan, would that matter that much? If he was a Republican, would you make such a fuss about it?
Well, mostly Christians are for the law. That's why I didn't care that Trump got arrested. Once I found out,
Democrats too are for the law, right?
No, they're not.
There are some differences in other stuff, not law.
Maybe not the people, but I'm saying. Well, I don't even know that because
I got to get going, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Bye, BBM.
Is because
Trump was born in Jamaica Hospital in Queens, New York.
Did crimes. Obama was born on Mars.
You look. Jamaica Hospital in New York. That's where Trump was born, and he was of German ancestry. So
his dad was born here.
Trump's parents could have been immigrants. Oh my
no,
God.
Even SS.
Well,
Achilles. So what I would tell you, I supported.
Oh my God.
No, but Obama, they asked him first, and then he didn't do it. That's what caused the outrage.
Dude,
and his dad
if I was accused of something like that, I would bring up my birth certificate the very next day.
Yeah,
not a year later.
And so, Achilles, to answer your question, I supported Ben Carlson, and he was in the lead in the Republican nomination for the presidency. The whole garbage of racism. No, Obama was a bad candidate. Turns out in history,
Obama was a racist.
he was a bad candidate.
I didn't bring up racism. I think BBM mentioned it. I don't think
okay. Yeah.
I don't think it was a racist thing, but it was people were attacking the fact that he was, a Democrat, and they just found this. But still, it had nothing to do with racism. I don't think the side that was on this was about the fact that he was black. No, I don't think that.
Well, it's going to be very interesting when they discover who was on Epstein Island having it off with underage children.
Yeah,
Bill
and
Clinton.
Claude, I'm telling you.
Yes,
I'm
possibly Trump. Why do you think he doesn't want
Not
it to come
true.
out?
I've already seen from the lawyer said it better
Oh,
even
bullshit.
mention him in the. Sorry, it's the truth.
Just bullshit. You're making
No,
it
it's not. It's the truth. I heard right from the lawyer.
Gigi,
a load of rubbish.
You saw.
Gigi, all you
It's the
got,
truth.
Gigi,
One rule for one and one rule for another.
No,
Gigi.
lying here won't work.
Gigi,
The lawyer self said they better mention him in it,
Gigi,
but mention Bill Clinton.
Gigi,
Well, I've seen
Let me-
Trump's name mentioned in it too.
Gigi,
So
let-
there
No,
you
it
go.
wasn't.
Gigi,
Must
You're
be true.
lying.
Well, it was where I saw
No,
it
it
was
wasn't.
mentioned.
I seen right from the
Oh, yes.
lawyer. It better mention
The
him.
lawyer. Why would the lawyers tell the truth? Why would his lawyers tell
Why
the
wouldn't
truth?
he?
It's
What
not
would
like
the
he's
lawyer need to
paying
lie
them.
about?
What do you think? Of
This
course
is
they
the
protect
lawyer
him.
of the Epstein.
Gigi, if Claude really wanted to know it, he'd be upset that Biden did not bring it out.
Because
Biden and
they're
the
trying to
Democrats hid it. Trump's going, I'll bring it
they're trying to
out.
get Maxwell
So-
out. They're trying to get Maxwell out. You can't deny that Trump stood on the grounds that he was going to release these files, and now he's
And
not.
a politician.
Use your
That's
brain.
because of the
Work it out.
judges and stuff.
The judge said, and I showed you in that thing.
I
that
showed you
sent
from
to
the
me,
other thing the judge was talking about
said,
locking him.
the judge said he would
Claude.
not release the jury transcripts, but he said that Trump had the power to release all the other documents that the government held. It's written in there. It's written in the document you sent me.
Do you think, Claude, that
No, it's
there's
not. I read
probably
it.
some
Tell the truth. Just tell the truth for once and forget
you
your
tell the
bias.
truth.
That's the point, guys.
You're
That's the
biased.
point. The point is that the other side never claimed to release them. This side claimed, vote for me and I will release them. That's the issue.
Yes.
No, but there's the argument
Exactly.
then. There's the argument. The argument
I agree
is
with Achilles.
that
Yeah.
one side was burying it. So you know the
This
side that was burying it, they
This
are
side
dirt.
is burying it too.
Now Trump
But,
might be
that's your vote.
Dan, you're
Trump
just
might be
you're just a fool, Dan. Dan, you're just being an idiot. Don't make
So,
a dick of yourself even
Claude,
more
But
than you
the
already
lawyer
are.
self said
it
it was
worse?
over. It very mentioned
This
Trump.
side is burying
The
it
reason-
too, guys.
Mentioned guys like Bill Clinton and that he likes little girls.
well, yeah, because
I
that's
hear
what
right
the
from the
Democrats.
lawyer
That's what
of
the French.
Epstein.
That's what the
Everybody
French
that
are
went
too.
on that
Gigi, so
airplane
don't listen
likes
to
little
Claude.
girls. Period.
Claude is mad. He's saying it's bad because Trump said he'd let it out and he didn't, but he's not mad
Yes.
of the whole list. He's not mad
well-
at.
You're
what?
breaking up, Dan.
I'm mad at both sides.
He just
That's
again.
what just for the
wants to
avoidance
go
of
down.
doubt, I'm bad at both. I'm mad at anyone that had anything to do with Epstein, regardless whether they were Democrat or Republican.
I agree with Claude.
You,
Oh,
I
however,
agree with Claude.
Claude
Why is
doesn't
it so
need to be
hard?
on
Why?
you want to make excuses for
I'm not making
Republicans, but you want to
excuses.
condemn the Democrats. That's wrong.
like
I
this.
agree, Claude. I agree.
So Claude,
It's
do you
sad.
think?
That's what you're doing to the Republicans.
Well, let me ask this to
You're
Claude.
doing the same
Claude, do
thing
you
against
think?
Republicans, but for Democrats.
Wait. Let me ask this to Claude first, and then you can ask. So, Claude, do you think that the United States bureaucracy is corrupt to the core?
I think on this particular matter, there appears to be evidence of corruption on both sides of the political fence.
Now, who has the power? Who has the guns? CIA, FBI, maybe?
Currently, Trump.
CIA. Trump has no power. You don't think?
He's put his people in charge of DIA and
Oh
FBI.
my gosh.
He's
Are you
put
that
his people
ignorant?
in there. Pam
Claude.
Bondi,
He
Pam Bondi.
also
He's
claimed to
appointment.
release the JFK file.
Oh
we're
my
still waiting.
gosh.
I think he did.
Yeah, he released like
So-
5,000 pages of bull about CIA and nothing about JFK.
Do you think that there's not some FBI or CIA people on the Epstein list in power right now who are supposed to be underneath these appointees? You're stupid if you don't say there are people with the guns, with the power.
Yes, we agree. We
that-
agree, Dan. The only contention here, the only issue here is that you are trying to support the one side. We are blaming both sides. I'm actually blaming other politicians too. It's not just Americans, guys. It's the whole world. It's the whole elite of the world.
Correct. So so maybe you misunderstood. I have the ability to support with my mouth and my voice the stopping of the killing of innocent babies with abortion. I have the power in my voice to vote for somebody who got rid of little girls and little boys having sex
Okay,
changes.
and all I'm asking,
I
and
had the
all I'm asking of
voice.
you, Dan, personally, is to not make a distinction between killing children before they were born and killing children after they were born. That's my issue, because it
I
looks
think
like
so. I think the Palestinian Authority was horrible for killing those little Jewish babies when they
oh
invaded
man.
in there.
Again,
And
as BBM has
against-
told you, as
and I'm
BBM
against-
has told you before, I was here
I'm
when he said
against-
it. I'm sorry, but the whole thing in Palestine didn't start in October of 2023, right?
Correct.
It started 70
Correct.
years ago. So if you do look up that history, you'll see that the case is not that simple. It's not that, oh, this group did this bad thing, so now we evaporate the whole country.
It's both sides.
They were asking for this.
And let me be
A
clear.
lot of people,
I don't support
even
either.
Israelis, know, and they're saying that Hamas is being funded by the Israeli government. So, is there any chance that this was a false flag so they can take over Palestine? Has it ever crossed your mind? If that is the case,
invasion,
if that is the case,
wait, October. Wait, I didn't hear you. You're saying that it was the Jews that were in charge of the attack into Israel on
the
October?
Israeli government is funding Hamas for a long time now. And a lot of people are aware of this, even Israelis know this.
Okay, and the United States also
Israel.
funds them. So does that mean
Israel.
we
And at
control
the same time,
Palestinians?
and at the same time, there is this route of guns going from Ukraine through Turkey straight to the hands of Hamas. And it's your weapons. You are paying for them. They're going to Ukraine.
That's why I'm against
So,
that war.
overall-
what about
overall-
the weapons from Iran?
Overall,
Doesn't Iran support?
let's not get into the deeper geopolitics. Let's just understand that you cannot say I'm with him for stopping abortion, and it's okay if 20,000 children die after being born. I want you to say I'm against both of those, and this president is by 50 or more percent failing me. That's all I want.
Okay, so
He's trying to stop
maybe
the
that's
war.
maybe that's our language barrier, because instead of say how many kids, let's say 1 million Palestinians kids died, right? Let's say that. Now with
I need to say something.
abortion, but with abortion,
I need to say something.
another
Sorry.
10 would die. So we'd have 1
it
million
did-
and 10. So I'm going with the person who stopped any children dying. Go ahead, Gigi.
It did say that he did release over 1,000 of them and had some names on them. Like, wow, I never expect any of these guys to be, except for Andrew, Prince Andrew, Stephen Hawking, Bill Clinton definitely, but not everyone was accused of sex offense.
Also, the son of the king of Greece has been found in the list, because I want to remind you guys that when Epstein got into jail before he died, a part of the list was released, but the names were blackened out, the important names. But there were other names. One of them is the son of the king of Greece. So this affects everyone. It's the elite all over the world. They're sick. And let's not get into the whole conspiracy theory of the adrenochrome, right?
What?
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Just to say, I have to disappear. So it's been good to chat. See you
Bye,
guys.
Claude.
I know
Sorry.
it's
Nice
gonna be
seeing you,
heated,
Claude. I
but
enjoyed that
it's
today.
been a bit of fun. Okay.
Nice
Have a
to
See
hear
great
from
one.
you again,
Bye.
Claude. This is always fun.
But yeah, I read it. It said he released over 1,000 files, and Stephen Hawking. That's the last guy in fine I ever see
That's
have anything to do with
that's
that.
insane.
He's not even
That's insane.
in Hollywood. It's Prince Andrew, Stephen Hawking, Bill Clinton. Of course, they found a painting of him as dressed as a woman on there, and the lawyer said Mitch in a part where it says he likes young girls.
It,
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you look at that the whole time with Obama, Clinton, and they were kind of having the power struggle. Is it kind of coincidence? That's when we got the picture of Bill Clinton in the dress. Is when Obama
Yeah,
were having all that stuff, and that's why.
yeah, but that picture, Dan, is in that house.
was a
It's
painting.
in that house, and there is
Correct.
also a picture of Bush Jr. playing with airplanes and towers. Right? Remember that?
I don't remember that one.
He's holding a paper plane and he's like throwing it towards two towers.
Uh,
Those paintings were painted by Epstein himself, and they are inside that house.
correct.
So it has nothing to do with one side or the other.
No. What I'm saying is that stuff doesn't get released unless the power structure wants it to be released. That picture of Clinton would not have been released if there wasn't some kind of power structure going.
Do you know what the dress represents?
Probably Monica Lewinsky.
No, the fact that he was not the one running the show. It was Hillary running the show. It was the face of Clinton, and the rest is Hillary.
So we're gonna
Hillary.
end out another.
Democrats released zero of the thing. Only one who released it was Trump.
Exactly,
Over
TT.
1,000.
And that's why then too, you see the ones that got blackened out. They black out names. There's people high up in the FBI and CIA that change documents, that black things out. Why couldn't we see the president of Greek son or whoever it was? Because there's no reason. That was not national security, and that's what they use. Oh, national security, we can't let you see that name. No, it's all smoke and mirrors. These guys are all corrupt, and I'm very easy scenario because just one person has to whisper to anybody, you know what, your daughter's so cute, but if that list comes out, I bet your little daughter or son will probably disappear. And you can say that.
And maybe to add to what you're saying, because we end up agreeing, maybe because it turns out that Epstein was a Mossad agent, and the reason he was doing this is so he can have something against everybody, so they can threaten them with this. Maybe that's the reason Trump is so pro-Israel, because they have this against him, and if he goes against them, they will release it.
But Dan, I need to tell you something. I don't agree with what you said about Big Bad Mama. I don't agree with him about a lot of stuff, but I would never call him something like that. He's a good guy. I just disagree with him about stuff, but I want to never.
Yeah,
say
What
that.
did you call him?
Oh, I called him the P word. So Gigi, I don't think he is either, but they
Yes.
they believe that God doesn't have a right and wrong for us to believe, right? So That's the reason I called him that, because all these people you say that, oh, there's no God. It's okay if we let boys be girls. You heard that. That's where that comes from, Gigi. That comes from Satan himself. And so if I say that, it's only, and I said it at the show, I don't believe you guys are. I'm just saying that so you, and I can prove that you do have a higher standard, because I don't know. I don't know them. So if I call them that, I'm not being seriously accusing them of that. I'm seeing if they have a standard. Where do we get that standard, Gigi? Isn't that God putting that on our heart?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't believe that any of those guys. Well, actually, I have no proof that anybody's a pedophile. I don't know. So that's just testing. Oh, did I say that word? Beat that out. I'm doing that to test if they have that moral law on their heart. And I know that same moral law that says, no, you shouldn't mistreat little girls and boys with their, they're changing their genetics, changing their biology, or whatever you want to say. So, Gigi, do you believe that an adult could a boy, an adult boy, do you think it's God's happy if they try to become a girl? No. And the atheists have to say, oh no, it's okay, they have a choice. It's still not good. God does not want somebody. So they do have a problem. They have a problem if they believe that just changing their body, and we've seen that with people who have changed and then they try to change back. Evil. That's so much evil. And like Big Bad Mama, there's not that many people.
And we saw in the recent mass shooting what this can do to somebody's brain. Because I don't know if you've heard about the story of who did that shooting in the Catholic Church. Have you heard of it, Dan?
I have not. But it's
okay.
Just...
His mother helped him, reassured him, assisted him, whatever you want to say, into him not being a man and being a woman. And he had a sex change operation at 15 years old. So at 20 years old, he changed his mind. So if you do that operation under 18, it's your mom and your dad who is at fault, right? So when he changed his mind, for some weird reason, he turned against God. He turned against other people. He picked up a gun and went to a church and did what he did. So here's a good example of what it can do to your brain if you go against your nature.
I tried to stop stuff like that. I stopped it. I got banned in the UK.
What?
All that stuff, like that trans stuff, I got that all banned in the UK.
Okay, good.
All that.
I'll be right back.
And thank God, because, and so that's where I go extreme, because we go, and that's where I know I can talk to my Sandman. Are you there still?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't think I even have to ask you, but I don't think you're for people giving operations or medications to little boys and girls to change what God created them.
Oh.
And
no, absolutely not.
With that, though, people are like, "Oh, that's their right," or "Oh, you're going against these poor little kids," and so it's backwards world. So when I get a
go ahead.
Well, so that's the thing, we can agree on, is that I've heard your testimony. You saw that you weren't going you weren't following God's law that he put in your heart, and you repented and called out, you know, for God to forgive you, and you're following your heart, what's telling you, you know, and your beliefs in Jesus. And, you know, God bless you for that. But you know, sometimes we as confessing Christians will fight over stupid, well, not stupid stuff, but even stupid stuff. And then we got the others who are like, you know, wanting to destroy lives, and it's the perspective.
Sure, and it's destroying the image of God, right?
Exactly, and you'll be happy with me, I think, because you probably know I'm not into statues so much, and probably because of my Catholic upbringing. And I had one because we're starting this little nursery, and I'm doing a little vintage garden stuff, and I had this old statue of, and I think it's St. Francis, but I have one of my customers, my dear customers are Orthodox, and so she's trying to raise the grandkids because the son is Orthodox. She's kind of agnostic on that type of stuff, but she's helping to raise them Orthodox. And I was just gonna, you know, throw this thing aside, and I go, hey, I got this little statue, and I know it'll be important to you guys because I know, you know, they're not worshiping it. And again, that's where you know, Proverbs guys, we have different opinions. Christ and him crucified. I don't think that I think you can have, you know, a crucifix around your neck or some icons, and you know, only you and God knows if you're worshiping it. And that's where you know, God bless you to follow your heart, what the Holy Spirit is helping you through. And
thank you.
Like you've said,
thank you everybody for coming on outside to end the show. Thank you for joining.
Okay.
Well, thanks for your stuff, GG, and good, because I got to get back out and water some plants. I've been away for 4 days.
All right, good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, GG.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you, Sandman.